Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the World Ninja League Premier Series 3 qualifiers this weekend over at Ascend Obstacle Training in Kingston, Massachusetts. This is going to be the second event of the day. My name is Jamie J. Huff, and joining me today is Travis Rosen. We got a very exciting event up for today. This entire weekend of events has just been absolutely spectacular. Course designed both by Lucas Reale and Matt D'Amico. They have put in so much work to make this course just be so absolutely amazing. And yep, on your screen now, you can currently see what a lot of this obstacle course has to offer. So Premier Series, once again, coming back for a third season over here at Ascend Obstacle Training. So excited to see what these competitors are able to do. This is going to be our teen division. So that's going to be placed smack dab in the middle. A little bit of a delay from when it was supposed to start, but still, our competitors are ready and they are going to give this course their all. And a few hours ago, we had our amateur contestants. So that's going to consist of our young adults, and masters. And then after teen ends, we are actually going to be going on to our elite competitors at what is predicted to be at 4:30, but given the delays that we have had all day, there's a very good chance that that might change. So just stay tuned if we ever need to give you guys an update on that. So this entire season has been absolutely incredible with what we've had. This season's kicked off back in July at Rise the Warehouse in Houston, Texas, at least for the continental US. Before that, we had actually a regional in Australia. But for August, this is going to unfortunately be the last day of Premier Series qualifiers of the month. So we're going to be closing it off with the elites. And yeah, there has just been so many amazing events here, as you can see on the screen. And next month, the action is going to continue. Every single weekend, there is going to be an event regarding the qualifiers, and it's just going to be amazing. And once again, that is going to continue every weekend with qualifiers up until the weekend of October 12th and 13th, where you're not going to have any. And all this is actually going to culminate to the end of November, where we have our Premier Series finals held at Lee's Summit, Missouri, where we actually had a qualifier a few weeks ago for our competitors. So a lot of competitors are very accustomed to that, and they all want to be able to get to that Premier Series finals, but it is slim pickings to decide who is going to be able to get to the championship. But even getting to Premier Series is an accomplishment within itself, because you have to go through an eligibility process to get into there. So to get into there, you have to place either in the top 25% for our 2025 World Championships or your overall season standings. Alongside that, some competitors just downright receive an invite just because of their overall skill. However, a lot of the roster today and a lot of other events is just going to be those people who made the top 25% in both the World Championship and their overall season standings. So today, they are going to be running two different courses. The first one that we're going to see is going to be the placement course. So it's going to be like pretty much your average ninja course, fail and your run's over, can't do any more obstacles, unable to get any more points. And then after that, our competitors a little bit later are going to be running what's known as a challenge course. And as demonstrated by Jackson Erdos on the screen right now, competitors are going to have 2 attempts per obstacle. So if they fail it, they're able to give another try immediately right after and potentially be able to clear it. So the goal for the placement course actually is to determine the run order for the challenge course. So say you place first, pretty much. Say you place first in the placement course for your respective division, you are going to be running last for the challenge course, and the whole objective of the challenge course is to determine that top 4 who will be advancing. So each of our divisions that are running at the moment, the teen male and teen female, there are going to be 12 teen females vying for those top 4 spots for their division, and there are going to be 16 teen males who are going to be trying to get to their top 4. So very, very competitive. There's a lot of competitors who really want to advance. So it is going to be incredible to see what they are going to be wanting to do here as they're getting ready to start the course. It's going to be incredibly exciting to see what they have to offer. Yesterday we saw a lot of runs and really good. Travis, I know you were there to watch a lot of them, so how about you take over here for me, because I did not watch any runs yesterday. Yeah, most definitely a great day it's already been. We saw a lot of competitors previously attempt the course, and despite a lot of success, we did not see a single competitor complete the challenge course, which is honestly a rarity when it comes to honestly any challenge course in existence. It doesn't matter if it's Premier Series or not. You're almost always going to expect a finisher, but not having a single competitor be able to make it so incredibly unfortunate. One competitor almost made it, but missed down on the dismount. So today we're going to hope that some of our competitors are going to be able to do it. But again, before they're even able to attempt the challenge course, they got to get through the entirety of the placement course. We have 28 competitors running in both divisions combined, and soon enough they will be beginning to run. So I'm excited to see what they have to offer. A lot of these competitors are very, very talented in what they are able to do. And, they have been competing for a long time despite their younger ages. And they also, you know, made it into their top 25%. So they have so much skill when it comes to Ninja that I'm just excited to see what's going on for all of them. And soon enough, we will be getting the demo for the course. But until then, the obstacles that they're going to face, a lot of them aren't really going to be ones that are focused more on like elimination, but it's more of a race to the finish. So a lot of competitors are going to definitely be bolting throughout a lot of the obstacles. There are 8 obstacles in total, by the way, that they're going to need to go through in about a minute. So they're going to need to really bring their A game to make sure that they get a good seeding heading into the challenge course. I'm, again, so incredibly excited to see what we're going to have. A lot of these competitors are going to be from the continental US. So, fortunately, no Canadians, it looks like, going to be competing this weekend, at least in this division. So, it's going to be all Americans fighting for those top 4 spots.
Yeah, Jamie, it's going to be a great session. As we've seen all season long, the placement course, this first run that we'll see, it's all about speed, super fast time, really quick. It's difficult because, they say speed kills, but anymore, these ninjas are so good and they can go fast, especially some of these young ninjas. I'm excited for this teen age group. I would imagine we'll see several course clears. Some of the divisions haven't had a lot, but I think these teens are going to really push it and they're going to hit those buzzers, and it's really going to come down to time, which means they'll have to go even faster. And then, of course, the challenge course will come afterwards, and it is a different style of course, not so speed based, but much longer, much more grueling endurance, skill, muscular stamina. All those things will come into play, so it's going to be really fun, Jamie.
Yeah, so many of these people, like teens, are some of the best in Ninja just in general. So a lot of these people are going to be very, very talented with what they do. And look at the person on the screen right now, just flying very effortlessly through that course right there. Now, I believe that might potentially be a practice zone. I'm not too sure. But in a few seconds, we are actually beginning our demo for the placement course. So these competitors have not had the opportunity to look at what these obstacles are made of. Sure, they could have watched the live streams here and there, but like in person, they have not gotten a chance to see how these obstacles function up close and personal. So this is a really good time for these competitors to start strategizing.
Yeah, definitely, Jamie. And what I'm excited about today is the level of competitiveness we're going to see. Obviously, every ninja wants to get through the course, wants to hit the buzzer, but obviously, a place in the finals at Modus is on the line. Like you said earlier, top 4 finishers in the challenge course will get to move on to that later this season. And we have a lot of competitors in both male and female divisions. Some of the Premier Series competitions we've seen, the female division has not had as many competitors, which means it's easier to qualify. But like you said, we've got 12 females. So it is going to be super competitive. Everybody is going to be bringing the A game. And I am thrilled to see the type of ninja action that these teens bring us today.
Yeah, now on the screen you can currently see all 8 of the obstacles that our competitors are going to be facing. Now, one of the obstacles that is going to be, honestly, one of the hardest, is going to be the 6th obstacle. It's called Bridge Bop. So, think of it as like the unstable bridge. So, you're going to grab onto the bridge, and it's actually going to slide down a track. So, then you got to be able to time it, and it's a lot smaller of a bridge, too. So, a lot less room to grab onto, and then you gotta go to a lâcher bar a decent distance away. And we have seen competitors with fast times just have a little bit of lapse in judgment because having it be set, the chains be centered in the center, that gives it so little room for error. It looks like we're gonna be giving, looks like the demonstrator will be giving us a demo. So instead of me having to just explain it, you guys will actually be able to visualize it. So the first obstacle for our competitors to face is going to be known as step right up. So it's going to be like your average steps, going to have a few things to walk on the ground. Not really going to be that much of a challenge, just your average balance obstacle to get yourself through. After that's going to be bump or bust. So it's going to be 3 sets of lâcher bars. After the first one, you're going to have a little attack box to grab onto. And after that, you're going to go to tack attack, which is going to be that. And then disc dash, going to go over that little plank and then go over those shelves and then head over to target practice, which is going to consist of those 2 spinning shelves, the ring, and then here is bridge pop that I was talking about. You can see the shelf, and then after that, it's going to be hangman. Grab onto that cliff ledge from the ring, and then a few 16 holds. That will make them get to the end of that obstacle and just have 1 obstacle left. It's going to be the sloper steps. So a little bit of an ascending pipe, go into that sloper, and then 2 more lâcher bars, and then a decently large dismount towards the end of the platform. And that's pretty much the entire course. They got a minute to be able to get through that. Very, very possible. These placement course is not intended to be the hardest thing, just a good one to be able to, again, see the run order. And also really good for, just being able to get some of those nerves out of the way. Because this obstacle course, in all reality, really doesn't matter because you can get last in a placement course and then still get first in the challenge course. It's hard to do given the fact that you really don't know where the cutoffs are, but still, very, very possible. So this is a good way to get some of those nerves out of the way and just get yourself more comfortable for that challenge course whenever it arrives later on. So our first competitor looks like is on the starting line right now. This is going to be Charlotte Boynton. Now, Charlotte, she's been doing Ninja for 7 years. And at 14 years old, that's half of her life. So been with Ninja longer than she's been without it, and her favorite obstacles are lâcher. So in the event she gets this first obstacle, which is very likely, she will have a fun lâcher obstacle in front of her.
Yeah, Jamie, right now, Charlotte being the first competitor, she looks a little nervous, but I know she's getting dialed in, getting in the zone. It's tough being the first competitor because you have not seen anyone run the course. Now, of course, if you were there earlier, they're watching the different age groups, but slightly, different tweaks, different things make this course that they are running now a little different. So she is, in fact, the first one to go. So it's a little bit of an unknown. She's kind of blazing the trail for everybody. Let's see how she does.
So far, doing pretty good. Now onto lâchers, and yep, seems very confident on those, and just absolutely smoking this course so far. Having just a minute to get from the starting line to the landing platform is not a lot of time, but you would not know that from what Charlotte's doing. She is just flying through this course, and yeah, not stopping whatsoever. Not even half the time limit's gone. Ooh, and that's going to be her first stumble there. Hopefully her only stumble. Missed that little hold, but able to continue to keep moving here. One
Jamie,
obstacle left. It's these sloper steps.
She is going so fast, hardly any wasted time, wasted movements. She hit the buzzer. Nice.
That's really good. Our first runner is our first clear. That is always great to see. Always great because it's able to boost the morale of a lot of our competitors.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to help the rest of their confidence. And when you see the very first athlete out hit the buzzer, it kind of sets the bar high. Doesn't mean everyone's going to hit the buzzer, but it gives you a sense that, okay, we're going to see a lot of buzzers. It's going to come down to time, which is going to add a little pressure on the athletes still to run. So we're going to see how the rest of them do. I think we're going to see a lot of speed, maybe even some skips. The way they go right into some of these obstacles is going to be key too. Let's see how Freja does right now.
Doing really good so far, and we're going to see our backswing here. Did not really see any backswings with Charlotte, but it looks like taking more of a conservative approach. Whatever it takes to get to the end of the course, a clear is much better than rushing and potentially going down earlier than what you'd expect or hope. Freja got to the dismount there, and with that platform veering a little bit to the right, you can see her get a little bit on the edge of the platform, but as I say that, she's already at the end of 2 more obstacles, and now got Hangman in front of her, reaching up to that cliff ledge, and the succeeding holds as well. Very, very high grab up to that ring, And now 16 seconds left. By this point, Charlotte has already finished, but there's a very good chance that Frasier can join her. Just needs to make sure that she keeps moving. Running low on time. Ooh, it's going to be really close. Will she be able to do it? Gets that dismount. Okay, there we go. Able to clear.
Yeah, she cleared with just a few seconds left. I thought she might time out. It was getting close. She needed to be a little quicker, not so many extra swings, but she still hit the buzzer. But it's going to come down to how fast that time is compared to the rest of the Ninja athletes. I think we're going to see a lot faster times than that, Jamie. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that we could probably get a sub 30.
What's so interesting with this course and the different age groups, for example, when you have the kids, they might be a lot smaller. And so some of these obstacles might be really far grabs, big reaches that are really hard for them. But the flip side for this teen division, some of these holds are actually very close together. So I'm interested to see if we start seeing some skips and maybe some immediate laches or immediate linking, just like Heather did right there.
Yeah, she's doing great so far. And oh, on that little dip right there, able to stay controlled. Might have potentially fallen, but I like what I am seeing so far. Comes out of Surge Ninja. Been doing Ninja since 2020, so half a decade under her belt of experience as she's going through this. Now, 2 obstacles left, starting with Hangman, and half the talent remains just as well. Oh, whoa! And our first competitor unable to get through the course, and that's a little bit of a shock. What exactly went wrong there?
Yeah, it looked like she was trying to get a big swing to go up to that little pumpkin-like hold, but her swing was maybe a little bigger than she realized, and her fingers just pulled right off of that cliffhanger ledge. It looked like it surprised her as much as it surprised us. So, Heather's going to be a little bummed. She probably wanted to hit that buzzer, but like you said, sometimes the people who wind up going first in the challenge course because they maybe had the slowest time in this placement course, they can still come out, crush it, make it to the finals. So Heather's going to come back looking for redemption, ready to go.
Yeah, like these competitors never judge a single competitor by just one run. Sometimes some competitors just have a bad day. None of these competitors so far are having a bad day for what it looks like. All these competitors very much performing to their fullest. Sydney Phillips looking to become the third clear out of 4 competitors. And not able to get it on that first try. Might want to be looking back to try potentially get, yep, able to get there. Now that obstacle reminds me of a classic Ninja Warrior obstacle called the Crooked Wall. Gotta be able to get a lot of run-ups to be able to go onto the bar. And she was able to get that there, but not really that fast so far. Gotta
Yeah,
reach the dismount there.
she's going a little slow and kind of looks like a little bit of confusion in between some of these obstacles, exactly where you need to go. Obviously, Ninja, you have to. Oh, and she's
Ooh!
down. She fell early. Oh, Sydney's going to be upset about that. But what I was saying, obviously, these courses, so much physical ability required, but the mental game is so important too. And it's really important to come in knowing exactly what the course is, what is in play, what's out of play. So a little bit early exit from Sydney, but like we've said with others, she's going to come back ready to go in the challenge course.
Olivia Arama will be our next competitor to attempt the course coming out of Holliston, Massachusetts. So, competed in 18 Tier 1 competitions, no stranger to the starting line of a WNL course. So, she is going to need to put on her A game if she wants to be able to become the next competitor to clear this placer course. There we go. So,
Yeah, I'm curious to see
1
how
minute.
she does. I'm curious to see how she does, Jamie, because obviously first competitor out of the gate with a clear, and then we've seen a couple early exits. So we'll see how Olivia does.
So far, doing really good so far. And I liked what she did there on the little drawbridge. She placed her hands on the front of the board so that way she didn't potentially veer overboard. So that's something that we saw with a few competitors trying to rely solely on their feet. And no one's gone down on it yet, but we've seen a few competitors have to restabilize their balance, and that cost them a few seconds. Olivia Ramo continuing to move with a purpose and not really showing a lot of signs of fatigue as well. Going very strongly there, and now towards the dismount, behind the pace that we've seen so far for Charlotte. So will not be able to take first place, but still able to continuously keep moving. Does the dismount left? And hits that.
Yeah, that was a great Great course clear. It looked like she was going down right there at the end on one of those laches. She grabbed right there. We missed it on that replay. She grabbed by her fingertips. I thought she was maybe going to peel off, but she had the wherewithal and strength to hold that and finish the course. Great job by Olivia.
Now, Sophie Starr, she's going to be our next competitor to attempt the course. Now, only has 2 years of Ninja experience behind her. Started Ninja in 2023, but, able to make it to the Premier Series, which is incredibly impressive for someone who's not been doing Ninja for that long. So it's always so cool to see people who find the sport fairly recently and then just dominate, honestly. So, Sophie Starr hopefully is going to be a star on this course.
Yeah, she's looking good right now. I like her confidence. She looks like she's got her game plan planned out very well. Got a sense of urgency for sure. She's going quick. I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. She is going very, very confidently through. And now I like what these players are doing, going on the outside of each of those spinning discs. That way they can go straight into the ring. It's working out for all of them. And then confidently reaching out just one arm and seems very confident in her grip strength. This course not really grip heavy, but challenge course is very much focusing on the grip. So Sophie Starr might be someone to look out for when we get to the challenge course. But first, she still has one more obstacle left before the buzzer. And going very good so far. Got the dismount up next and able to hit the buzzer.
Yeah, she did so good coming into that last obstacle. I think she was a couple seconds behind Olivia's pace, but she flew through that and wound up leapfrogging and getting into second place so far.
It's so good to see what some of these competitors are able to do. You see competitors with a little bit behind on time, and then they can just perform so amazingly. It's so cool to see competitors come from behind and get a good win. And you can currently see the results of our first 6 competitors who have ran the course officially in the halfway done with our team females here on the placement course. Sylvia Lume will be our next competitor to run the course. So hopefully she will be able to get through this course.
Yeah, right now the competitors who are getting ready to go, they're in a good place because they've seen a number of athletes already go. They can see what's working, what's not working, what the times are they have to beat. So it's obviously the best to be towards the end of the run order, but this is a good spot for Sylvie to really push it and hopefully get a good spot there. A little confusing on where to go right now.
Oh, whoa! Steps down and eliminates her. That is something that we've not seen all day, where black players just step back down and try again. But I think she might have touched the potential out of bounds area. That might have
Yeah,
been what happened.
yeah, again, similar to what I said earlier, the mental game, knowing exactly what the course is super important. Uh, she looks like she went up that warped wall, which is not part of this course. So looks like they're letting her continue to go, but I think she is down after that second obstacle.
Yes, think of it similar, kind of like how in like Worlds you're still able to try the rest of the course until like the timer runs out. So that's what I'm assuming they're letting a lot of competitors do. We saw that earlier with the amateurs. Looks like that's going to be a trend continuing over here, just to be able to get some more experience. So I like that.
A lot of these teens have been doing this now for a while, so they are learning how this sport works. But again, just the mental prep before you run your course is so important. Knowing how exactly you're going to approach it, what your strategy is, when you're going to reach, with what hand or what foot you're going to jump out on. So important. And it's really helpful because when you're out on the course, it almost makes you feel like you've done it before, even if you haven't, and it's truly the first time. So really helps your mental game. Let's see how Abigail does right now.
Yeah, so far doing really good. With the time limit being so, like, not really being the best for the obstacles, I'd usually say about 10 seconds per obstacle is the ideal thing. But, having 8 obstacles, whoa, able to redirect that swing. I liked what she did there. She kind of paused in the middle, had one foot in front of the other, so that way she could kind of teeter-totter her way down. So, gonna keep moving towards the end. And
Yeah,
now,
you're right. She does need to keep moving, Jamie, because right now even if she has no falls, I don't know if she's gonna make it. Her might time out. That clock is definitely ticking down.
It's gonna be really close. Oh, unable to get that cliff ledge. You know, those ledges so incredibly thin, and cliff ledges such a staple in ninja. So if you're not 100% on them, unfortunately it's gonna show.
Yeah, definitely looked like she was kind of gassing out a little bit there too. So hopefully she'll come back ready to go on the challenge course. It is going to be tricky, so we'll see how her upper body conditioning is headed into that, but still have several females left to go. I'm excited to see what these female ninjas can still do on this course.
Yeah, especially as we're now into the final 30 competitors. We've got 4 more left to do. For tonight, I think we still only have 2 finishers, 3 finishers.
Yeah, I really thought we'd have more at this point, Jamie, but we'll see if Lucille can hit that buzzer right now.
Hoping to be the next to get to it. Now got this drawbridge in front of her. Slams it down perfectly. And look at that technique. Kind of having a 1-2 punch with those hands. Getting from shelf to shelf. And now got the dismount as well. On the, looks like it might be on the taller side of our competitors. Oh, and this is not a good position to be in. Having to go back to the platform, but able to get it perfectly. One-handed. Onto these cliff ledges. Oh, saves it! And now Lucille kind of stuck in no man's land here. Gotta be able to save that. Reaching up for. Oh, wow. I am amazed that she was able to get that. That is incredible.
Yeah,
10 seconds left, though.
huge effort out of
Is she
Lucille right now. Let's see
clear?
if she gets past this.
Oh, got the clear. Oh, unfortunately, time expires, but that was an amazing run there. You know, had such a great save when it came time for that 7th obstacle. Just being able to hang on and then regenerate that swing, get back to where you initially stumbled, and then get through the obstacles. Well, that's just something that's so cool. Now, Lola Raucus will be our next competitor to attempt the course, and she comes from Ascend Obstacle Training, so got that home gym advantage. However, a lot of these obstacles, I'm assuming they don't really have consistently around at their gym. But whoa! Oh wow!
Yeah,
Oh
I'm not really
wow!
sure. Not sure what happened there, Jamie. It's showing that she was disqualified on the first obstacle. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened there either. She was moving so unbelievably consistently. Whoa! It goes for a massive skip there. She is just doing amazing so far.
Yeah, I really hope that somehow it was just a glitch or something because that was by far the fastest run. I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, I'm not really sure either, but you know, it just shows that like during the challenge course, she is most definitely going to bring it. There's a very good chance that because of the fact that she failed the first obstacle, she's going to be running first. So, gonna need to think about what she's gonna need to do for heading into the challenge course. And I think, given the fact that every other obstacle that she did was so incredibly strong, she's gonna be someone to look out for on that course.
Yeah, it does look like she must have done something to eliminate herself on that first obstacle. Hopefully, we can get word exactly what that was, but that's too bad. You know she's going to bring it on the challenge course. But here we go with Emma Newman.
Going good so far. And I like what she's doing with those laches. She's able to absorb each of those bars so that way she doesn't slam right into them and able to keep a lot of that power heading into each of those subsequent swings. Now got another obstacle similar to that here in front of her. Took some time heading into the obstacle to size up each of these transitions. So going to be able to.
I think she's been a little hesitant, a little too cautious here, Jamie. Obviously, she doesn't want to fall, but she is not going to be able to clear the course at this pace. And now getting stuck up on Bridge Bop. Hopefully she can just make it through this series of obstacles before the time runs out, but it is getting close. Yeah, Emma got stuck there just like we saw previously from, I believe it was maybe Lucille. Uh, Once you get stuck on that ring, trying to get up to that big cliffhanger ledge, it is super difficult. You need to generate a ton of swing, have a lot of strength to pull yourself up, and you just don't have the time on the clock to do that. But now we've got our last female competitor, Riley Hunt, one of the best here today from a power ranking standpoint and experience. I think this is going to be a fast, fast course.
Yeah, very, very fast. I've already seen her run a few times in Premier Series, and she has just been doing so good on each of these. Very, very consistent as well. Almost expected always to be able to get to the buzzer. Look at what is going on so far. Able to, whoa, and another big skip there. Oh, I don't think we're going to get a sub 30 here, but it's going to be pretty darn close. Riley Hunt goes to the buzzer. Oh, and gets a sub 35 at least. That is at least something.
Yeah, she crushed that. I love seeing the last competitor just absolutely blow the course away. And that's what Riley did right there. I hope the males were paying attention because she put on a clinic right there, even showing some incredibly aggressive technique right there on that dismount. And she had so much time left. So these guys are now going to have to bring it, and this is going to be exciting.
Yeah, now here are all of our competitors. Now that the team female division is done, 12 competitors ran, 5 of them were able to clear. So very, very good clear record so far. And if this was the end of the day and we didn't have a challenge course left, that would have been it. And the top 4 would have advanced. But nope, we still got one more course. And actually, before they even get to do that course, we still got one more division. We got the teen males. We have 16 competitors getting ready to do the same exact thing that we just saw 5 competitors do, clear the course. So, first up, it's going to be Blaze Dono.
Yeah, and what you said this earlier, Jamie, but one of the great things about this placement course is it is a way to get some butterflies and nerves out of your system. Obviously, the purpose of it is to try to get a better placement for the challenge course, but it can help you get some of that nervous energy out. So even if there's an unexpected fall a bit early, you can still come back with your A game for the challenge course. And we saw that with the females. We saw Lola go out super early. We thought she was going to be a easy course clear, so she's going to actually be our very first female runner in the challenge course, but she is one of those that could wind up even winning the entire competition. So hopefully these male division athletes are going to go and do their very best, but even if there's an unexpected or early exit, they can still come back and do super well in the challenge course.
Yeah, most definitely. So these competitors, they have so much obstacles in front of them. 8 brutal challenges. I am so incredibly stoked to see, the skips that they're going to be able to do because we've seen like so many competitors already go on with fast times. We saw an amazing skip that we saw on the 7th obstacle where they utilized that ring perfectly and skipped a good amount of the obstacle. So I'm curious to see what these other competitors are potentially thinking of as things that could just set them farther apart.
Yeah, I think looking at this course, the way some of these obstacles are set up, there is there are a lot of different areas where you can potentially make up some time by skipping some various holds like you're talking about. I forecast some of these males are going to do that. We're going to see probably a continuation of that technique you were talking about that Riley did. And I think Lola did, even though her course no longer counted. But I think even on some of the other obstacles, some of these males are going to find a way to push the envelope, skip some holds, uh, save some time, and I think it's going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, this is just the team division. It's so cool to see what they can do on these courses. There are always competitors who are always willing to give it their 110% on every single run. And what I like about these team competitors is that like they're not afraid to make big risks. Like a lot of them, like the best way I can describe it is like they throw their bodies into things, and it's just that level of dedication and commitment is something that is so hard to find. But to see like an entire division almost entirely consist of that is just so cool to see. And I know a lot of these 16 are going to be having those same exact ideals.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, it's going to be exciting. We did get word that one obstacle is being tweaked a little bit for this male division, so that is why we are waiting right now. But we are going to get back to it super, super soon. And yeah, I'm excited to see how these athletes do because they do work so hard. They put in so much effort. And what's cool about the placement course format is you're talking about risk, Jamie. You technically can just put it all out there, hoping to do your best, but if you do fall a little earlier than you meant to, it's okay because you're still going on to the challenge course. Now that's up to each athlete if that's the type of strategy they want to employ, but they can do it and some of them do. That's why they go so, so fast. Others are just so good and confident that they can go that fast all the time without making a mistake.
Which is just crazy that people are that fast and that consistent. A lot of people in Ninja have so many great runs, but also alongside that, they do have like low points. But so many of these team competitors are just consistently one upping their previous performances and doing even better than they were before. But with with the small, tiny course change that's going to be happening, that could very much affect what is going to happen heading into what these teen males have to face in front of them. Oh, it looks like we actually might be getting ready right now, potentially, for Blaze Donahoe. Yep, it looks like we are going to be ready. Blaze Donahoe now getting ready to attempt the course. So he will be getting ready to go very, very soon. You can see the crowd of competitors getting ready to cheer him on. Wants to see the first teen male be the first success story.
Well, one thing I'll say right now, Jamie, looking at Blaze, he is tall. He is the tallest ninja I've seen so far today. Definitely, at least in
Six
this teen. Yeah, he's 6'1" in this teen age
at
group, so we'll see.
14.
He
At
should be able to do
14.
some big skips right here. We'll see.
Yeah, I feel like he could probably just skip that wall altogether. Yeah, I think he just touched the edge of that wall. And look at this. He doesn't even need to jump. Just kind of steps out, leans his body towards it in the direction, and continues to move. But this is something that we need to start worrying about because of his height. That ring is incredibly low. He might tap. Oh, and he skips the cliff ledge altogether. It gets the dismount as well. That was really close. I thought he almost missed that.
Yeah, I thought that he was maybe going to skim his foot there, but oh, great first run out by Blaze, hitting that buzzer. He crushed it. Super great technique, skipping that cliffhanger ledge and going right for what's really a blind grab of that pumpkin hold. Really impressive stuff from Blaze.
Yeah, that dismount, I'm still very, very shocked that his foot did not touch because, that's a very, very tall dismount. And having all that weight come down, that's just incredible. Now, Wes Frederico, he is ready to go on the course. A little hard to tell, but he was very, very determined before he got into his run. But now he is just blazing through, almost can't keep up with him in a way. Oh! On the drawbridge, kind of got his feet caught up from underneath him, but wow, continuing to keep moving.
Yeah, he was going so fast on that drawbridge, almost threw his balance off, but he is going so fast. Oh no!
Oh!
That
And
is one of
that
those that's one of
That
those
looks like
times,
it might be one of
Jamie.
the modifications.
That's where we say speed can kill. And he was going so fast and he was so aggressive. He went for a massive, massive dismount and came up literally just a tiny bit short and he did not have the momentum. He fell backwards. That was a blazing run from Wes. I thought he was going to have it in the bag, but no, he came up just short.
Up next, it's going to be Eli Paris Grogan. So he is going to need to try to become the next competitor to be able to clear. But now I think that we've seen a competitor come up short and go really fast. I feel like that's going to make a lot of these succeeding competitors, especially right afterwards, be a little bit more cautious of what they're doing. You know what? I'm going to scratch that because look at what he's doing. He is just hopping through this course.
Yeah, he is going so fast. I love his. Oh, he did the same move we saw from Blaze. He is crushing it right now. This is so good from Eli.
Yeah, and recently he actually began coaching at a local gym, and you could tell that he has become since he's begun to be really skilled, that means that he is willing to, help people out with strategies, improve their technique. So that means that you gotta, in that sense, already be confident in what you're able to do. And Eli, very strong example of being confident in what you do. Look, that was just so smooth.
Yeah, you know he feels really good for that run. It was awesome. It really puts a lot of pressure now on the rest of the ninjas following him. If they want the fastest time, that first place spot, they are gonna have to really bring it. We'll see what Nathan Smith can do right now.
He's going pretty quick so far already. Yeah, look at this. And he's, oh, I thought for a second he wasn't even going to let the drawbridge drop. There we go. I'm getting caught up in all my words there. But I thought for a second he wasn't going to let the drawbridge drop. But, as I'm saying that, what is this technique here? Again, a pullback, trying to skip it. Wow! What a technique there. Nathan
Yeah,
Smith absolutely demolishing it.
yeah, that was some big technique. That extra swing, it took him though, I think probably cost him first place, but still in second place right now. Really good stuff right there from Nathan. I liked that run, Jamie.
Yeah, I liked it too. It was so incredibly strong. Now, up next is going to be a Nile Donahoe. Could potentially be related. So, getting ready and already onto the course. We already saw one person with the last name be able to clear. So, Nile looking to be able to do the same. Trains out of Ascend. So, got that home court advantage. But a lot of these obstacles, brand new, and I don't think they'd be seen in a gym. But he is going very quickly through. Oh, another big skip. Using his height to his advantage, 5'9". He is just demolishing what this course has to offer here. These competitors just, fly this course. And I think the thing is we're going to see a lot of competitors just race to the buzzer more than anything else because they want to be able to get that top time.
Yeah, Niall did a great job there. I think what we're seeing here, Jamie, is a lot of course clears. We're gonna see a lot of course clears, so it's really gonna come down to speed and who can get there the fastest. And I think to get that number one spot, you really are gonna have to have no wasted time in between obstacles, no extra swings whatsoever. So these remaining competitors, they have a tough task before them.
Yeah, most definitely. These obstacles are so whoa! And that's going to be another competitor that almost dips off the front of the drawbridge, but able to save it. I, in a way, kind of want to see someone dip off the drawbridge just to see what exactly would happen. But also at the same time, I know that would be absolutely horrible if a competitor did that. But another competitor going with a giant pullback, and these competitors are just finding amazing ways to get through these obstacles without needing to go for any risky maneuvers. Oh, and then goes down right there. As I say that, he opts to skip, I believe, the top part of that sloper, but just could not grab
Yeah,
the top one.
you hate to see that, Jamie. He did just go for a super risky move there, trying to save just a couple more seconds, but he had so much time left on the clock. Obviously, it would have been better to finish that, hit the buzzer, because now that's going to drop him way back on the leaderboard, making him go sooner on the challenge course. But Jack did really great job there, and we will see him later.
Luke Commoner will be up next to attempt the course. Now he has made it to stage 3, both in season 8 and season 9 of the WNL World Championship. So got a lot of skill and a lot of experience on tricky courses, but almost went down there on the platform leading up to the obstacle. But these, wow, it's hard to even formulate a sentence because when you're talking about one obstacle, there are already 3 obstacles ahead. One-handed on each of these, kind of hanging around like a monkey.
Wow.
But wow,
Wow.
that was so good. Whoa, sub 30 by 1,000th of a second.
Yeah, Luke seriously put on a clinic right there. That was pretty much flawless. He had that little bobble on that landing right before the start of that obstacle. But man, that was so fast. Like you said, almost too fast to commentate because he's going so quick. Luke really setting the bar high. First place so far. The rest of these ninjas are going to have to be perfect if they want to catch him.
Yeah, now up next is going to be Kyle Bjorklund. So he is going to be our next player. And after following the first sub 30 that we've seen all day, I am very curious to see what's going to happen because now that it's proven that it's possible, the sky is most definitely going to be the limit for Kyle. As he's already through 3 obstacles, got the drawbridge up in front of him, and going a little bit cautiously as it drops, but still moving very, very good through it.
Yeah, Kyle's doing good, but obviously not quite the pace that we saw just a moment ago from Luke. Oh, and he did that
Whoa!
big dismount and he fell short.
Oh, and he would have been able to clear too. And obstacles like that, they are just so hard to be able to execute if you just haven't been able to perfect it. You know, it's a big swing, and he almost had it, but then the platform decided it was going to start working against him and push away.
Yeah, well, you know Kyle's going to come back later, wanting redemption on that challenge course because he was going fast. He was bringing a lot of aggressiveness, but it just backfired a little bit for him. But Jack Gillen is up now. Let's see how he does.
Through 2 obstacles and now got to go sideways and back down. Drawbridge, utilizing those hands as it drops. It's smart and very, very tall, it looks like, at just 13 years old. Very, very tall. And he's just moving very comfortably through here. And another big swing. Can he get to the dismount, though? Yep, he can. And now one more obstacle left for him. Less than 30 seconds left now, but moving very, very good throughout the rest of the course. And there's the buzzer.
Yeah, great run by Jack Gillen. But what's crazy is that was a really good run, good pace. But he is only in 5th place, I believe, right now, Jamie. It just shows how fast these remaining athletes are going to have to go if they want to get one of those very top spots.
Yeah, they're literally going to need to sprint and then just hope that they don't accidentally miss something along the way to be able to get themselves really, really high up because getting the higher the seed, the better your likelihood of advancing is because you'll know where the cutoff is. Instead of running blind, William Vela will be our next fighter to run the course. Had a little bit of a wonky dismount on obstacle 2, but able to stay composed. And that's going to be another obstacle. His balance is tested, but nope, just lets it drop immediately. And this has been good so far. Got
Yeah,
next obstacle in front of him.
that was a little bit different technique there, Jamie, than anyone else we've seen so far. Worked for William, though, but he is getting a little short on some of his grabs. Looks like he's going for that big dismount.
One-handed?
One-handed.
What is this? Oh, and then it kind of hit it a little bit on the side, unfortunately.
Yeah, even though he
Oof.
got that big swing, you kind of need to get both hands on there, do a bit of that boot scoot technique if you want to really fly through the air far enough. And unfortunately, William came a little short, but it's all right. He got the nerves out. He got some adrenaline flowing. I'm sure he's going to come back feeling great for the challenge course.
Yeah, most definitely. Roy Drawer will be our next player to come up. And actually, earlier I said that there were going to be only Americans. I'm going to eat my words now. We have a competitor from Israel. I believe this is going to be our first competitor outside the U.S. all day. So this is really cool to see us having some international representation. 12 years old. Let's see what he's able to do here.
Yeah, you said it, Jamie. We've seen a bunch of Canadians this season, but not a lot of other international competitors so far. So it's great to see our, at least for this weekend, first Israeli competitor.
Yeah, he's doing so good so far. A lot of the Israel competitors are just so absolutely amazing. You know, so many of them are so incredibly talented. But ooh, this is not looking good so far. Go back to that platform. Get to the. There we go. Got it there nicely. So many of these competitors are just beasts, and he's gonna opt to go for a safer route. Whoa! And that is our first skip of that nature today. That is
Yeah,
amazing.
that was really unexpected, but yet another creative and unique way to get through an obstacle. Uh, that was really good from Roy. I was very impressed with that run.
Yeah, it was so good. And something that I noticed is that on the drawbridge, he was kind of having some trouble bringing it down. Might be on the lighter side. I don't know really how much weight it takes to bring it down, but that's kind of interesting to see just how light you are, and that also could be a reason why he was able to just fly through a lot of these obstacles so effortlessly, just because he wasn't holding that much up.
Yeah, I agree. Now we're down to our final 5 male competitors. What do you think, Jamie? We're going to see maybe a faster time than what we've seen so far?
I genuinely have no idea because, like, the only person today to get a sub 30 did it by 100th of a second. So, like, it is literally, like, so unbelievably difficult to be able to get that. So, Jacob Hartman Bimbo, oh, actually, whoa, wow! Drawbridge, that's the first one I think I've seen where he just wasn't even willing to let it drop. He just jumped for it. What is this technique? He is just moving so confidently. We might be able to get another sub 30 here. Oh, wow! 27 seconds!
Yeah, that was just absolutely incredible. Jacob Hartman Bimbo just putting on sheer ninja prowess there, showing everybody how to do it really pretty much perfectly. I don't think I saw one error or missed opportunity on that entire run, Jamie. Well deserved first place right there.
Yeah, so good. It was just insane to see how well he was able to do. We got 4 more competitors left. Oh my gosh, this division has just been pushing the boundaries of what speed really means in the Premier Series. We already knew these were the best of the best, but now they are here willing to show it. Lets the board drop. Rafe Lopez gonna keep going along. And oh, now we're gonna go back to the discount. That's the first time we've had to see someone do that. But still quickly towards the end of the obstacle. And now 2 more left. Another competitor looks like going for the big skip. Oh, unable to get it there. Potential toe touch, unfortunately.
Yeah, again, went a little too aggressive, wasn't quite getting a big enough swing to make that dismount. But like we said earlier, that might be just part of these athletes' strategy. They're going to go big regardless, knowing that they're going to move on to the challenge course anyway. And so backfired right there for Rafe, but he is a tremendously talented ninja, and I think he's going to come back on the challenge course and do a great, great job.
Oh yeah, most definitely. These competitors are going to eat that course for breakfast essentially. Like that's the best way I can put it. But it's just having places where you have the opportunity to go fast, but you also are given the opportunity to rest, and then also the fact you're able to get retries. There are so many variables that help a lot of these competitors get the best possible run when it comes time for them to attempt the challenge course, but still, 3 more competitors are going to be left here. Oh, and it looks like Rafe's run is being placed under review, so we will figure out what is exactly going on with that in a few. And Zachary Moss most likely will be running soon enough. Yep, getting the nod from the coach and able to get himself in that running little bit of a running stance and going on to his run now.
Jimmy, one thing I have to say, the elite athletes, they just bring this whole different level of speed. And Zachary right now, I mean, literally, he is sprinting on every single movement on this course. He is crushing it. And we saw some athletes who they were going fast, but this is like a whole nother level. Oh my gosh, look at this.
Wow, 25 seconds. That was absolutely flawless. Wow, how is one able to get 5 seconds ahead of what I thought was going to be the fastest time? This has just been such an amazing division to be able to watch. So incredibly strong. I've said it so many times within this division, but just I really, really have no other words to say, like how good these competitors are.
Well, I do think it's a testament to their training, Jamie. These athletes, you can't just do that without putting in the time and the effort. So, whether it's Zachary or pretty much any of these athletes today, they are well deserving of how good they are because they are training and putting in the work.
Yeah, it's very much shown here. Lucas Davis up next to attempt the course and just flying through this course. As we get towards the end of these runners, they are just demolishing what this course has to offer. Another competitor going for the big pull, just barely on the edge of the platform, but able to stay in. And might not be able to get the sub 30. Unfortunately, will not get the sub 30, but we'll be able to get a clear with just over 30, which lands him in fourth place. So that's a very, very good time.
Yeah, it's a great time. It's crazy that just over 30 seconds, or actually just under 30 seconds, still puts him only in fourth place. And I will say, though, we've seen some fast runs, but if anybody can beat that first place run so far from Zachary, I think it's Cameron Godbout right here, Jamie.
Yeah, most definitely. He has been someone who has made it to the WNO World Championships since 2020. So that is 6 consecutive years of him being able to make it. Seasons 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And look at this. You can very much tell that he is one of those critters to definitely look out for. 30 Tier 1 competitions this year under his belt. So very skilled. And look at this. Wow. Might be able to get another sub 30 here. Just needs to keep moving and reach. Yep, second place. Wow. What
Yeah,
a way to have
that,
a great run.
yeah, that was such a good run from Cameron. And this is how difficult it is at the top tier of this male division. There were a few split second, not even hesitations from Cameron, but where he was just literally split seconds slower than Zachary, and that is why he wound up in second place. But awesome job, and not sure exactly what happened with Rafe Lopez's run earlier, but he is getting a retry. So let's see how he fares on his second chance.
Yeah, Rafe has a lot of experience because he's the only person who now is attempting the course the second time. So got the most amount of insight here to be able to properly execute. And so far, we are seeing that just gets that dismount. And this is so far been a great run to show what a second attempt is able to do to help you improve. And now already onto the last obstacle, made it already a lot farther than he did on attempt one. And now just the dismount left. And that lands him in sixth place. Okay. That was a strong showing there from Rafe Lopez. And that's going to do it for our teen males. And what a way to close it off. He just truly did great on every single obstacle, ran towards the buzzer once he made it to the platform, and just became yet another person to be able to finish this course. We had so many clears. It was absolutely splendid. And now, if the competition ended here, just like I said during the teen females, these would have been your top four. Zachary, Cameron, Jacob, and Luke, they would have been the ones who were advancing. But no, we still got the challenge course left. So these will actually be the last four of the challenge course to run. So Zachary will have the advantage of seeing 27 other competitors run before he does. So yeah, these competitors so good. 12 out. Oh, Roy's run is also going to be under review, but as of now, don't know the future of that run. But 12 out of our 17, 16, 17 competitors were able to hit a buzzer. That is just incredible to see the majority of competitors being able to get to the end. So majority of them now have a buzzer under their belt as they head into the challenge course. I'm excited to see what they're going to have. I'm excited to see what they're going to do.
Yeah, definitely. Challenge course, as we said, very different style course, going to be longer, a lot more physically taxing. Right here, you can see the top four female finishers. Riley Hunt has that coveted first place, meaning she will be the final runner to go. She'll get to see all the other females go before her, see what time she might have to beat, what obstacle she needs to make it to, unless she just, of course, crushes the whole course in the fastest time. But Charlotte Boynton, Sophie Starr, and Olivia Aramo, sorry about that, top four right there. So they will have the best spots available for the challenge course. These females did a great job, as did the males. They are going to be preparing for that challenge course, and we will get to that in just a little bit.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably going to be a few minutes until we get to that. But until then, this has been Jamie Dayhuff joined with Travis Rose. We will see you for the challenge course of the World Ninja League Premier Series 3 teen qualifying at team qualifying at Ascend.
Ocean Needs Everyone is celebrating 5 years of saving the oceans. My name's Enzo, and through Ocean Needs Everyone, I help save the ocean by doing beach cleanups, seal and mangrove plantings, making art about recycled plastic, and making films regarding the ocean's health. How can you help save the oceans at home? Well, even if you don't live near an ocean, trash can end up in there eventually, so cut down on your use of single-use plastics. If you see trash on the roads or beaches, make sure to pick it up. Use less gas-powered vehicles, fish responsibly, and help support local organizations. I started my organization when I was 12 years old because I wanted to make a difference. So remember, you're never too young to follow your dreams and make a change. Let's all save our oceans together, one piece of trash at a time.
Want to train like a pro? DGS Ninja has you covered with obstacles designed by top athletes. Kevin Carbone, Matt Bradley, Tom Alberti, and Brett Sims. Whether you're dialing in your technique at the gym or training at home, DGS Ninja equipment is built for performance, durability, and safety. Train with confidence. Train with DGS Ninja. Find obstacles, rigs, mats, and more on dgsninja.com.
Has this ever happened to you? Where's my chalk bag? Ooh, I have a solution for that. Slab chalks! You take the chalk ball, put it in the mesh pocket, zip it up, slap, and get your chalk. Slab chalks are made right here in Springdale, Arkansas at Interform, the small batch manufacturing company. We're helping our community and providing local jobs to minorities and women of diverse backgrounds. I'm Joseph Rao, Ninja Warrior, rock climber, and the CEO of Slap Chalks.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the World Ninja League Premier Series 3 qualifiers over at Ascend in Massachusetts. My name is Jamie Dayhuff, and joining me is Travis Rosen. Now, a few minutes ago, we just wrapped up the placement course, and the whole goal of the placement course is actually to determine the run order for the course that all the competitors are about to run, known as the Challenge course. So, all of our Team Female and Team Male competitors will now be giving this course their best shot. And this course actually has a few different rules to how it actually functions. So this one, you're actually able to try some of the obstacles again. There's a few different rules on what you can and can't do, but it gives a lot of competitors a lot more abilities to succeed. So I'm incredibly excited to see what these competitors are going to be able to do here on their second course of the day. What about you, Travis?
Yeah, this is going to be so, so fun, Jamie. We saw some incredible ninja action on the placement course, some incredibly fast, skillful runs. I mean, really to where we were even talking about it off the mic, just how incredibly fast some of those runs were that you can't really even go faster. But like you said, this is a different type of course now. This challenge course lives up to its name. It is very, very challenging. It's going to be a lot longer, many more obstacles, longer time frame. It's really going to test these athletes, their whole ninja wheelhouse, so to speak, their strength, their speed, their endurance, but also balance. We've got a really tricky balance obstacle on this course. And so it's going to be really great, though. It's nice, like you said, it's a different type of format. There are a couple retries these athletes get. So while it is still pressure packed, they know it's not a one fall, you're done type of scenario. So hopefully they can be a little more relaxed and just truly show off all their preparation.
Yeah, that's definitely going to loosen a lot of the nerves that these players are going to be feeling. And also, the fact that they were able to already, go through a course today, that's also going to make them feel a bit more comfortable on this course. And on the leaderboard right now, you can currently see the first rider getting ready to go. It's going to be Lola Rokas. And Lola placed last out of our teen female competitors. So that means she's going to be that means she's going to be running first out of them. And then everyone else will be running after her. So she will be setting the bar for what exactly competitors are going to need to do. And the last runner will be Riley Hunt. And she got first, so she's going to be last. And then the process repeats with the teen males. At the moment, you can only see two teen males on the screen, William Villa and Kyle Bjorkland. But there are many others that total up to 27 competitors total for both divisions combined. And we just came off of the amateur male females, and there were 28 attempts on the challenge course, and no one was able to complete the course. So if that is a sign of anything to come, this is going to be no easy feat to get through. But again, those retries, they're going to come into play here very, very importantly. So if this is your first time ever watching Premier Series and you don't really know what the retry rule is, basically you are able to retry two obstacles, but if you fall a third time, you will not be able to do it. So say you are running a course, you fail a third obstacle, so then you can immediately go back, apply what you've learned on that failed attempt, and then try again and see if you can beat it. If you beat it, you're able to advance your run onward, but if you fail, then that's going to be it for your run. So if you fail the same obstacle twice, going to be out, not able to get any more points. Fail it once and then clear it, able to move on, and that's going to continue for the same thing if you fail another obstacle. So say you immediately fail the fourth obstacle right afterwards. Same process applies. But if you fail a third different obstacle, so say you fail obstacle 5, so that means you fail 3, 4, and 5, then you're not going to be able to have any more retries. So once you utilize that second retry, you're kind of running low. You're kind of out of opportunities to be able to save yourself. So it's really something that's gonna be important here. And alongside that, every retry, you're still gonna be counting down on the time limit. There is gonna be another time limit here, and it's going to be one that at the start really isn't gonna be that much of a problem, but as you get farther into the course, the time limit is going to be a major factor for our competitors. And in a few minutes, you will be able to see what these obstacles are made up of. There are 10 obstacles in total that our competitors are going to need to be able to beat in a 3-minute time limit. And so many of these obstacles are incredibly tricky to complete. On the screen right now, actually, you can see one of the obstacles that our competitors are going to be attempting. Oh, we're actually going to begin our tester right now as I say that. So our first obstacle is base drop. So we're going to be hanging on to that, and then fidget frenzy, 2 fidget spinners, then a ring, and then you get to the platform. After that, you're going to go on to surfs up. Think of it kind of like the diving board. Sorry for mentioning that, Travis. Anyways, diving boards, but they're kind of vertical. And then after that, you're going to go into Crank It Up, Ninja Warrior Classic, since made its recent return to AEW this year, made by Kevin Brecky. And get through that, few cones, rope, and the dismount as well. It is a spillover platform. And then after that, competitors are going to go on to what I believe to be the first real challenge. It's going to be skyhook speed bump. So going to have to take that hook and go through that. But before even doing the hook, you got to be able to do the ring and get it through the doors. Then after that, you're going to go into an obstacle called high note. So competitors are going to need to go from that bar to that music note, which resembles a eighth note, and then go over to another cliff ledge. And that's going to bring you down to that balance obstacle that Travis was talking about, spin move. Not allowed to use your hands on any of the wooden stuff. Got to be able to really utilize those legs, grab the cane, rotate your body around, get the cane into the hook, and then head over to our free fall bar. 3 ascending bars. Think of it kind of like Stair Hopper that we saw back in A&W 8, 9, and 10, I believe. Get the bar up and over, and it's a very tricky challenge. Not even our tester is able to do it. It was a very hard challenge. Out of our amateur division, out of the 28 competitors, only for both, that includes both genders, were able to get through it. And then after that, competitors have an obstacle called Max Out, which is actually inspired by Maximum Effort, the gym, hosted by, which Joe Maxwell, a fellow commentator, actually is a major part of. And then after that, you got to do flywheels onto vertical limits. And if you guys don't know what vertical limits are, they are 1 centimeter thick, and you got to be able to pinch onto them and then go into that little saucer. And you got the dismount, but that is something that's no easy feat. No one could do it. And having those vertical limits be placed as obstacle 10, like after doing 9
Jamie,
obstacles, you are tired.
Yeah, Jamie, they're going to be so tired. So if they can even get to that 10th obstacle, to be hopping through the air to dual vertical limit ledges, that is no small feat. Just even by itself when you're fresh, but doing it at the very end of this course is going to be so tricky. And then even that free fall bar, like you said, very similar to the flying bar that many people may have seen on TV, but there are no cradles. It's just a flat platform that you have to rest the bar in. So you have to be so precise. It's very unforgiving. And that's one reason why we saw no amateurs or hardly anyone throughout this weekend clear, because it is such a difficult obstacle. But I am excited, Jamie, to watch our start here. We've got Lola Rokus, and she is one of the strongest female ninjas here today. We still don't know exactly what happened in her placement course. She got disqualified on the very first obstacle, and that's why she is now running first. But I think out of all these females, she is one who could potentially go all the way, or at least get one of those top spots. But it's gonna be tricky because she is first, and no one's gone before her to have her be able to watch, you know, the techniques and what works and times. And so she's got her work cut out for her, but I think she is skilled enough. This could be a very good start to the female division right here.
Yeah, most definitely. She is the 2024 preteen female world champion, so no stranger to having a lot of accolades when it comes to her career. And also something is that during the placement course, our first runner of the team females actually was able to place second. So there is a chance that Lola could follow suit and get herself into the top 4, even though she's running first. Again, a good look here at her first obstacle, able to beat that without a problem, and now has Fidget Frenzy and going very confidently through there. And now Surf's up, got that as well. Pipe Slider is up next. This is a very famous obstacle, debuted back in 1998, still being used over 25 years later. And now Lola Raucus continuing to dominate here through each of these obstacles.
Yeah, she's showing a lot of poise, a lot of confidence. And again, whenever a ninja athlete makes something look easy, it's not. It just shows that they're really good and very well conditioned. And she is doing a very good job right now.
Wow, that was amazing there. Being able to push those out of the way. And also, again, the cane transition there as well is so incredibly strong. Now, going to have a big jump up to that bar. These competitors on the shorter side, but that does not mean they're any less capable. Lola Raucus now has a big transition up to that bar, able to get that hold, and now that backwards cliff ledge, heading down. And now this is an obstacle that I am very curious to see how she's able to tackle. since she is one of the shorter competitors here competing, a lot of these team competitors being short, just not being able to connect with it, not being able to use your hands on this obstacle is one of those things that is causing so many of them to just not be able to get through.
Yeah, this is really tricky because you have to get your body momentum over to the left. She just did.
Come on.
She's good. She's looking good. She's looking good.
And now she's got a very small cage to reach out. And I liked this strategy, but unfortunately she just couldn't do it. That obstacle very much is going to be a major threat.
She was so close, and very well. I will say, even though she was very good job right now. Seen anyone else go
on the shorter side?
If she had that much difficulty on that, this is going to prove super difficult for the rest of these females. Because again, Lola is very, very skilled, very, very good, and for her to go down on that, I think the rest of these females, they definitely have their work cut out for them.
Sylvie LeMay will be our next competitor to attempt the course. And now she has been competing for 3 years and has made it to 2 WNL World Champions. So that is a very, very good record when it comes to competing. And then also runs 400 meter in track and field and plays Ultimate Frisbee with her friend. So a very active person when it comes to just being out and doing a bunch of different sports. And then also competes in robotics. So it shows that she is not afraid to use her brain on a lot of these obstacles. And the smart competitors usually have the best strategies when it comes from it. And anyone who does robotics is immediately a smart cookie. Like, they get robots to start walking and do crazy things. It's also kind of a competition in a way. You're kind of competing against other classes to see what's going to work and what doesn't. Oh, Sylvie unable to get through that on her first attempt. So we are going to see a look here at another retry here. So if she's able to clear it, she will be able to advance on to obstacle 4. But this is a very interesting position. There we go. And that is a great example of why these retries matter here at the WNL Premier Series. Being able to apply what you've learned in real time and get yourself through an obstacle that otherwise you might have gone down on. Sylvie already on to obstacle 4 pipe slider, but now this is a very big dismount onto the platform. Wants to be able to land it. All takes the tumble. That dismount, very, very famous for being a very hard transition to do all around the world. Gain notoriety back in Sasuke when it debuted. So Sylvie, another person struggling with the absolute brutality of this obstacle. Such a simple concept, but such hard execution. Oh, Sylvie LeMay unable to get through.
Yeah, she was trying to get to the end of that platform, that landing platform, but she was just getting a little stuck on the technique. The first try, she had a bit of a bent arm hang position. It wasn't able to help her swing to that dismount. She fell short, and unfortunately, her second try, she fell short too. But good job by Sylvie. Hopefully, she keeps training, and we will see her again in the Premier Series.
Yeah, most definitely. She did very, very good, and I think that next year she will only continue to improve. You know, a lot of these competitors are so incredibly skilled. These are already the best of the best. Like, I have compared the Premier Series to, like, if you've ever watched, like, a reality TV competition, like, think of it as, like, Survivor, where, like, the best come back for, like, an all-star season. This is that. These are all people that either have won something or could have won, and they are back here to show why they did so good on their first go-around. And Emma Newman already going very quickly through 2 obstacles and now heading over to Surf's Up.
Yeah, I will say Emma has got an okay pace going. She's not going super, super fast. She's a little cautious, but surprisingly got a little stuck on Fidget Frenzy, the way she went through that. But she is doing good here. Hopefully she can keep the pace going and not get too gassed out, Jamie.
Yeah, I hope so too. Crank It Up is such a pumpy obstacle, as it's been around for a long time. A lot of competitors have been able to adapt and learn, but still, having it appear in a competition and having it be placed in the middle when you're already decently tired is such an interesting decision on the course designer's behalf, because that way it gets you already more pumped out, especially for an obstacle like this right afterwards, where your body weight is really going to be something that could potentially weigh you down in the event you get a hard landing onto the cradle. Oh, but Emma Newman doesn't even get it into the cradle. The ring, unfortunately, misses.
Yeah, one thing I hope to see Emma correct is the extra swings, because every time she takes an extra swing, that's more strength required on her grip. So need to see a little bit more aggressiveness so she can go right away, but she's still taking a lot of swings. Hopefully she can get it here.
Yes, all right. Able to clear that. Now up next, it's going to be Kane Lachey. Gets to the next one. There we go. Second Lachey going to be a lot easier because you're not having to bump any doors out of your way. But now, gotta be able to find the dismount. Get both feet onto it. Reaches out, able to get onto it. Now here we go with high notes.
Now at this point of the course, Jamie, there has been a lot of grip intensive obstacles. So I would imagine her grip strength is starting to wane. Oh, and you can see it right there.
Yeah, unfortunately, just gasses out.
Now she does get one of those retries like we've talked about here too. So if she falls here, she is done. But hopefully she can get the strength. She might be going for something different right here, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like she's going for just one side. Oh, and it was a smart move, but just unfortunately couldn't get it done after a bunch of other grip heavy obstacles. So unfortunate to see another competitor unable to get towards the end of this course.
Yeah, well, and that is one of the challenges with this challenge course. It's so long, you have to be super smart with your energy conservation. And we have not seen a lot of these athletes yet really save their strength as much as they need to. Like we talked about earlier, the extra swings and things like that are gonna hurt you in the long run because the course is so long.
Yeah, just building up that endurance. That's something that's really going to need to be worked on, like during training, having that conditioning, being able to tell your mind like that you need to be able to keep going because once you're in a hard situation, your mind immediately says, "I can't do it anymore. I feel tired. I want to get out there." But battling against what your mind is thinking to continue to persevere, that's something that is so hard to see in Ninja.
For those of you who are tuning in on this live stream, we are having a few technical difficulties. That is why all of a sudden you're seeing that countdown clock once again. Going to try to figure out what's going on, let you guys know, but we are in the middle of the female challenge course, seeing some good competition so far, some good ninja runs. Best is yet to come though, so stay tuned while the experts behind the scenes get everything figured out. Taller you are, I think it's a bit easier. Some of the reaches are a little easier than it might be for some of the shorter competitors. So Lucille, not one of the tallest ninjas, but she is right in the middle of the pack, I think. So I think she's gonna fare well, I think here. We'll see how her surprisingly down on the fidget spinner.
Whoa! And that's a very early wipeout that we've seen so far.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she was just trying to go really quick and missed a hand placement or just unfortunately kind of had a whiff there, but now she's got some pressure on her because she has used
Whoa.
her retry.
Able to get through that. And now Pipe Slider's up next. What will she be able to do? Gets that dismount perfectly. Now I think now that we've seen a few competitors go down on Pipe Slider, a lot of the competitors are starting to learn the best strategy for what works and what doesn't. And now already over to Crank It Up. And now slowly but surely getting her way down to the end of it. That's half the obstacles down right there. Got to get through the sky hooks right now. It's going to be a very tricky challenge. Got to get that ring, through those doors. Push it through, come on. Oh, she got it on just barely. I don't think she expected to get onto it. She kind of peeled off a little bit.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure if you noticed, Jamie, but before she started this obstacle, you could see her already starting to shake out her hands. So I am curious if her grip and forearm strength is starting to fatigue already, and she really needs that right here if she's going to make this obstacle.
Yeah, especially because of the fact it's such a hard landing onto those cradles. Able to get it right there. Got the doors turned around. And now has a different script set here with the cane. Kind of vertical here, a little bit to the side. And now, she misses it. And that's the first competitor today to go down on that second transition. Wow.
Yeah, I think ultimately she was starting to get just a little tired. And obviously, whenever you do get tired, your movements are not quite as big, they're not quite as fast. And she literally missed that by about a half an inch. She was so close. Good job, Lucille, though.
Yeah, it was an absolutely great run. Now, Freya, we're going to see what she's able to do. Now, competing in 22 Tier 1 competitions, so definitely no straight. Oh, no, right. This is going. No, I don't think that's Olivia. I think Freya will be getting ready to run the course soon enough, but Freya competed in 22 Tier 1 competitions. Yep, there we go. Adjusted to Freya. Now, again, I've said this like 3 times already, but I keep getting caught up on my words. That is a lot of competition, so she's definitely got a lot of comfortability when it comes to staying on the starting line. You can tell her not really being that nervous, more focused on just wanting to be able to get through these obstacles, get herself to the end of this course, something that we've yet to see a competitor do so far. So, Surf's Up is next. Tricky balance, but able to get through that.
Yeah, she's doing well right now. I like the level of aggressiveness that she has. Again, making short work of the pipe slider. Some of these obstacles, when you go big and go hard, that's how you make it. But she is getting a little caught up on Crank It Up right now, but making it through. Nice, nice.
Yeah, she's just going very strongly through this. I like the fact that she has a lot of power when it comes to each of the movements that she's doing. Crank It Up so reliant on what you're able to do with your lower body. So Freya now has another obstacle where having that lower body, having control of it, that's something that's very important because sure, a lot of it comes with the arms being able to, hang off the ring, but a lot of the technique comes from throwing your hips up. She's got a lot of swing. That's half the battle. Able to get it right then and there. Okay, now the cane is up next. We have not seen a competitor get through this in a hot minute. Able to get that cane. Perfectly done. Now just gotta be able to build up that swing to the dismount. Come on. Able to land it. And half the time moments left for these final 4 obstacles. So, in a very, very great very, very great place at the moment.
Yeah, she's doing good. She is going to have to keep it moving, though, that's for sure. But obviously, the name of the game is clearing obstacles, not necessarily rushing it and then going down. So, looks like she needed to get a little bit of a breather there. Hopefully, that is, in fact, going to help her get through this obstacle. But the clock is ticking away.
Ooh, another competitor unable to get that ring, unfortunately. Lola still is the only one to be able to get it. So, if she's not able to get over to that ring on this try, Freya will unfortunately be eliminated from, well, not eliminated, but her run will be over and will risk potentially being eliminated considering the fact that there are still more runners to run after her.
Now, I will say right now, Jamie, if she can make it through this obstacle quickly, the next obstacle, as difficult as it is, that spin move, it can be fast if you do it right. So she does still have a chance of potentially clearing this obstacle, maybe even the next. But, oh, gee, she made that.
All right, okay. Now, Lachey Bar got that, but 17 seconds of time is not looking good for her. Get to the end there, able to land that. That lands her in top 2. But, ooh, gonna have to use another one of her retries. So, now, regardless of if she falls, that is gonna be her final result. Wants to at least grab the cane. Oh, couldn't even bring her second foot over, unfortunately.
Yeah, you have to be so exactly precise with your foot placement on that. And especially with the clock almost running out, I bet you Freya felt a little rushed and just wasn't able to really dial it in. But still, great, great effort from her. And she did a really good job.
Yeah, that was just an absolutely strong run. These competitors are so incredibly consistent on these courses. That just shows how skilled they are with what they are able to do here. You know, a lot of them are so deserving of what they a lot so blah, are so deserving of their accolades. There we go. I'm able to finally spit out a few words of the English language. Okay, Olivia Arama will be our next competitor to run the course.
Yeah, and she is in our last three female competitors. So I really do expect to see some big stuff here from the last remaining girls. They are going last for a reason, Jamie, and I think we're going to see some good runs to finish out the female division.
Yeah, she's been going with a strong pace so far, and a great dismount there off there. An absolutely amazing start to this run as she's on to the 5th out of 10 obstacles. Very, very split though at the top of Crank It Up, but continuing to persevere. It looks like got the rope and just the dismount left. Okay, able to get it. 2:15.
Yeah, she's doing really good. And even just for those people tuning in, watching this maybe from home, right here, that move is so difficult because it is really almost a blind launch through the air. You know, the ring hits those doors that open up, and she did miss that sky hook. She does have to try it again, unfortunately, but just these obstacles are very, very tricky, and some of these athletes make them look so easy, but they are hard.
Yeah, that's honestly a really, really good way to put it. Olivia trying to get it here. Come on. Yep, all right.
So, you know, she's feeling some pressure.
Transition.
She's feeling pressure to get this time,
Come
and she
on.
got it.
Landed that. Doing great so far.
She's about on the same pace as Frazier was, so if she can get through this without a fall, she'll be sitting in a very good spot. Good grab right there.
Right. A minute 6 left, come on. All right, this is a great pace for here.
Again, this is one of those obstacles that it probably doesn't look as difficult as it is, because if you can see the way that those steps are angling around, they have to go to the right, yet their body weight has to go left so they don't fall, and also to grab that hook. And oh no!
And that's unfortunately going to be it for her run. Oh,
yeah,
that is dreaded obstacle is going to keep going for it.
That is such a difficult obstacle, that spin move. It, like we've said, you have to be so precise. If you're off even just the slightest, you will fall like that. But Olivia did a great, great job. She should feel really proud of that run.
Yeah, these competitors consistently being able to get so far into this course, but just not being able to pull it off. It's just so unfortunate to see time and time again. And now someone coming up onto the starting line. This is going to be Sophie Starr. Now, Sophie, she's always loved to climb, swing, and jump, and began doing ninja while she lived in California and did her first competition in spring 2023. So, got a little over 2 years of competition experience and has already gotten herself into the Premier Series. That is an amazing accomplishment. Now, her dead hang record is something that is incredibly impressive. Got 24 minutes. So, definitely no stranger to being able to hang around and seeming comfortable up in the air. So, I think that her grip strength is definitely not going to be a problem here on the course. I think it's going to come down to just these laches and these techie things here. So, got to get to the end. Yep, got the end of Pipe Slider. Now, here is Crank It Up. This is going to be one of the first big tests here for moving with an obstacle. Struggles a bit with it, but going through, and you can see in her face strained a little bit as she's able to get through the obstacle still. Now 2 minutes and 16 seconds are left for her as nearing the dismount. Ooh, got that right there. And now been on the course for just 50 seconds and doing so good.
Yeah, she has a really good pace going right now, Jamie. But again, this skyhook speed bump right here, not easy. Oh, good job. She's doing a good job. Now this hook, though, as we have seen from other competitors, this can be a bit tricky. Like you said, it's very technical.
Oh, got that. Now just keep moving towards the dismount. Got that there. Okay. Now a minute 36. She is in a great position to be able to clear. Just got to be able to continue to keep moving. Minute 30. Got to get from that trapeze to that. Got to get from that trapeze to that eighth note. And now trying to switch. Whoa, and that's a smart move there. Utilizing the backside. But now she's turned around, so we're going to get a big reach up. Got that perfectly. Okay.
Yeah, that was a very creative way to go through that obstacle. Probably ate a little bit more off the clock than she would have wanted, but it was not a fall. She made it through. So now she has this spin move obstacle. Let's see if she can get her body weight just right.
Oh, whoa, she got that. All right. Now, what's the technique here? I'm going to go for that. Hey, she landed it in the cradle. Okay. This has been great so far. Sophie Star looking like a star. And gets the dismount. That lands her in first place. 30 seconds are left. We are witnessing a great run here. Got herself first place. But you know that she at least wants to be able to complete one more obstacle.
Yeah, and this is a tough obstacle, though. We talked about it earlier, Jamie. You have to be so precise with this bar. We're going to see it in just a moment, but the clock is running out. She's got to get it moving.
Ooh, 6 seconds left. Able to get one. Now, this is the next one that's going to be a real test. Gotta go high. Oh, didn't get either side up there, unfortunately. And now she has 36 hundredths of a second to try and complete it. Not going to have that much luck, honestly. Time's going to tick down almost immediately. Yep, and there it is.
Wow, that was still a very impressive run. Sophie is well deserving of the current first place that she got. First female to make it through the spin move balance hook obstacle right there. Great technique. She just obviously ran out of some clock time, but that was a great showing by Sophie.
Yeah, it was so good. And now coming up to the start, now on the start line actually, is going to be Charlotte Boynton. She ran first out of all of the team females, and she was able to place second. So that is something that's absolutely incredible to see. And we're actually at a similar track record here as we are on the placement course, where the person who ran first for the challenge course now is currently actually now in first. So this is just an amazing way to show how skilled these competitors are. Never truly judge a competitor just by one run, and being the first competitor to run is not really always that much of a bad thing because you can still perform well. You just don't have that hindsight. Charlotte Boynton getting ready for the challenge course. Now, something I want to notice is that she had a little bit of a shook her head a little bit before getting onto the course. So might be feeling a little bit less confident heading to the course, but honestly, you would not be able to tell here. Got through now. No, there we go. Now able to get through the fourth obstacle, and that is 4 obstacles in 45 seconds. That not 4 obstacles in 15 seconds. There we go. And wow, look at this, just dangling by one arm. So confident in that grip strength. And now trying to clear a path to the dismount platform. Able to land that too. So impressive.
Yeah, Jamie, Charlotte is going really fast right now. I love her pace. Just want her to keep this up. Obviously, not taking extra swings and unnecessarily using some strength. But she's doing so good right now. She, I think, is on pace to be the quickest through these obstacles.
Yeah, it's definitely looking like it. 2 minutes, over 2 minutes now. As she's heading into high note. Got that perfectly. She absorbed that. She absorbed that eighth note. Gets a very big grab up. Got the cliff as well. And this has just been stellar with what she's been able to provide for this run. Now, this is the obstacle that we've only seen one competitor be able to beat. Unfortunately, that's going to take up her first retry. So now it's going to be the question of what has she learned from those few seconds she was just on the obstacle. A lot, it looks like. She's got both hands on the cane, but now, what's the technique to get herself to... There we go! Okay. Got the cane into the ring and got the dismount as well. 1 minute 22 seconds. I think she could do it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was awesome. She obviously made a mistake on that first attempt there on spin move, but she has so much time left. If she can get through this obstacle, Jamie, she could put... Oh no! She does get one more retry though.
Now this is where it's going to be a little bit nerve-wracking because regardless of where she falls, if she falls, that's going to be it for her run.
Yeah, you're right. She does have a minute though, as we see on the clock. So if she can do it, if she can make it through with the precision necessary on this obstacle, she could still potentially clear the entire course.
It's a big jump up to that third cradle. Come on. Yes! All right. And now, just got to bring it down. Big drop down. How much does she have left in the tank? All right. Got that. 30 seconds left here for the last obstacle. You gotta put a lot of effort into here. You gotta max out. 25 seconds left. Now flywheel. Got that, no problem. But this is gonna be the test right here. This vertical limit catch. Come on. No!
Wow, Charlotte just doing such an incredible job there. I mean, we said it at the very beginning that vertical limit catch on the 10th obstacle is going to be hard, even if it was the very first obstacle. So for these competitors to make that at the very end, that is a tall, tall order. But it is not impossible. But Charlotte did a great job, had so much time left on the clock leading up into the second to last obstacle, made it through on her second try, but that max out proved to be just a bit too much.
Yeah, and now we are just on to our last competitor, the team female division. This is Riley Hunt. Now, seeing the previous 10 competitors run before her, so she knows where the cutoff point is. She wants to be able to advance, so it's really going to come down to what she is able to do. The best course of action is trying to get to spin move in as fast of a time as possible to land herself into the top 4. So, there's a lot on the line here. What will she be able to do here on her 3-minute attack at these 10 obstacles?
I'm excited to see Riley's run, Jamie. I'm curious to know what her technique is. Every ninja has different approaches. Some, they're always going for course clear, going for as fast as possible. Others, they're trying to just qualify and move on to the next round. So right now, I will say Riley looks like she is going for the fastest time.
Yeah, most definitely. She is just moving incredibly strong so far. Already landed herself in the top 9 just by being able to get through Pipe Slider. But to be able to get herself in the top 4, will need to be able to knock Olivia Aramo out of it. Charlotte, Sophie, and Lola have all locked themselves a spot into the top 4. So now the question is, will the last one either go to Riley or will it go to Olivia? That's a very, very hard question to ask here. Able to get onto the cane portion of this obstacle though, so able to get that onto its hook as well. So just moving so incredibly fast here, a little bit behind the pace that Charlotte set, but gonna keep moving.
Well, earlier, Jamie, we talked about the competitiveness of this female division, and we're seeing it right here. Riley and Charlotte basically neck and neck. In fact, I think Riley is now ahead of Charlotte's time, but let's see if she can get this right here.
Doing really good so far. If she is able to get through this obstacle, there's a very good chance she lands her. Whoa! What exactly happened there?
Wow, yeah, it looked like she was lined up perfectly, and I'm not sure if she started thinking already about that dismount before the hook got fully established in that ring, but oh, that was such a shock.
And now this puts her in a very interesting predicament if she falls on this obstacle again. Oh, okay, there we go. Able to get it in. But now, what's the path to the dismount? Oh, there we go. Able to get it. Lands her in second place. And opting to go straight into free fall bar. And a quick hop up. Now I'm going to need to get a big one. Wow, okay. Got it there. And now just one more left. Perfectly done. Get the dismount. And now she's got a whole entire minute left. Got herself into first place. She has won for her division. So, now she could take as much time as she wants to. Probably could afford to go at around 30 seconds. Wants to be able to secure clear. Focus on... Nope, gonna go straight into it, it looks like. So, what's it gonna be here on these vertical limits? Oh, unable to get it on that one. But she's going to have one more try.
Yeah, this vertical limit grab with those dual vertical limits, it is so tricky because you have to get a big pop up into the air so you can get your hands on there quickly to be able to absorb your weight. If you don't get enough of a upswing, it's going to be hard. But at the same time, if you can't absorb it well enough... Oh,
yes!
She did
it! Okay. It could happen. Yes! Okay. 12 seconds left. Get that dismount. We have a clear. Our first clear of the day. Riley Hunt able to get the vertical limits at the very end. Yeah, that was an amazing way to close out the teen female division right there with the clear that we have not only just been looking for in this entire division, but we have been looking for all day. It has been incredibly long since we have seen a clear on a challenge course in the Premier Series. And Riley Hunt able to do it here with that amazing grab onto those vertical limits, only 1 centimeter thick. Just so incredible to see her be able to get it on the retry with the time ticking down. And I liked that she went for the one to the left first and then reached out to the right. And that's going to do it for our teen females. On the screen are the 4 who are going to be advancing. Riley, Charlotte, Sophie, and Lola will be paving their way into our finals held at the end of November in St. Louis, Missouri at Modus. So they did absolutely so good on this. Lola, the only person who failed spin move to be advancing on to the final. The other 2 who made it there, Olivia and Freya, unfortunately will not be advancing. Same with all the other competitors, but still, they put up an amazing performance.
Yeah, they really did, Jamie. And obviously finishing on the last competitor with a clear, it does not get any better than that. I knew Riley potentially had it in her to clear that course, but when she missed the vertical limit ledge on her first attempt on max out, I was like, oh, this is going to be a tough order, but she did it, and that is so impressive. And like you said, first challenge course clear of the day for any division, so congratulations to Riley.
It was so amazing to see these competitors just be able to perform, and every single one of them did so good on this course. And soon enough, we're going to be seeing 16 teen males be able to go onto the course. And with one already showing that it's possible, there's a very good chance that that can be replicated by, at least one of these competitors. It very well can be possible. But until then, there are going to need to be a few changes. Now, you might be able to see a little bit of a ladder in the middle of the course. That's because there's going to be a few renovations being done in preparation for our teen males who are going to be attempting the course. There's going to be about 10 minutes before we are going to start seeing what they're going to have to be attempting. So until then, this has been Jamie J. Huff and Travis Rosen. We will see you for the teen males when they run the challenge course.
Ocean Needs Everyone is celebrating 5 years of saving the oceans. My name's Enzo, and through Ocean Needs Everyone, I help save the ocean by doing beach cleanups, CO and mangrove plantings, making art about recycled plastic, and making films regarding the ocean's health. How can you help save the oceans at home? Well, even if you don't live near an ocean, trash can end up in there eventually, so cut down on your use of single-use plastics. If you see trash on the roads or beaches, make sure to pick it up. Use less gas-powered vehicles, fish responsibly, and help support local organizations. I started my organization when I was 12 years old because I wanted to make a difference. So remember, you're never too young to follow your dreams and make a change. Let's all save our oceans together, one piece of trash at a time.
Want to train like a pro? DGS Ninja has you covered with obstacles designed by top athletes. Kevin Carbone, Matt Bradley, Tom Alberti, and Brett Sims. Whether you're dialing in your technique at the gym or training at home, DGS Ninja equipment is built for performance, durability, and safety. Train with confidence. Train with DGS Ninja. Find obstacles, rigs, mats, and more on dgsninja.com.
Has this ever happened to you? Where's my truck at? Ooh, I have a solution for that. Slab chalks! You take the chalk ball, put it in the mesh pocket, zip it up, slap, and get your chalk. Slab chalks are made right here in Springdale, Arkansas at Interform, the small batch manufacturing company. We're helping our community and providing local jobs to minorities and women of diverse backgrounds. I'm Joseph Rao, Ninja Warrior, rock climber, and the CEO of Slap Chalks.
Welcome back to Premier Series Season 3, we are getting ready to start with our teen male division for the challenge course. I'm Travis Rosen, joined by Jamie Dayhuff. It is an exciting competition. Right now, we saw a lot of great ninja runs from the females. Nonetheless, we are now up for the male division, and it is a very difficult course. As we said with the female division, this challenge course is super challenging. It is much longer, much more grueling than the placement course we saw earlier, which is very speed based and short in time length. So we saw two females get super far at the very end of our female division. Ultimately, we did see one clear. It was very exciting. Great way to finish the female competition. These males are going to have to bring it, but I think they can. We've seen some super impressive runs from them already today. Some of the placement course runs were incredible, so fast, so precise, no wasted time at all. But on this challenge course, as we've said before, it is a different kind of strategy. Speed does matter. You want to have a quicker run, but you obviously want to try to clear the course. And if you go too fast, you might run out of gas too soon or maybe make a mistake. One of the great things with this course, though, and I know Jamie can talk about it a little bit as well, but you do have some retries. So if you fall on an obstacle, you get to try it again. If you fall the second time, though, you are over. If you make it through that obstacle, though, and fall on another obstacle, you get one more retry. But if you fall, your run is done. And that's great because it can take a little bit of the pressure off some of these athletes. But I will say, once you use a retry, the pressure is on because you don't have any more left. So it can get a little nerve-wracking, but we're going to see some great ninja runs by these teen males.
Oh, it looks like we're actually getting started right now with William Bella. So William, he placed last out of all of our teen males in the placement course. That's the course that I ran earlier today. And so that means that he is going to be running first. And the person who's going to be running last is going to be the one who placed first. So it's that makes sense, essentially. So he will need to set the track record for what is going to be going on here.
Yeah, Jamie, we talked about it before. That's why it's so advantageous to have that first place time coming out of the placement round, because you then get to go last for this challenge course. You get to see how all the ninjas before you fare and what techniques they used, what things worked, what things didn't work, what time you need to beat if you want to get in one of those top 4 placements going on to the finals at Modus later on in the season. So right now, William is not in the most favored spot going first, but we've seen it before. Sometimes the first runner out of the gate can crush it. So let's see what William can do.
Yeah, in fact, we literally just saw that in the previous division where our first runner actually was able to get third place and advance. So William in a great position to be able to follow suit with that. Already through 4 obstacles, but needing to step back onto the platform, trying to figure out the best technique to get through this obstacle, crank it up. It's an obstacle that's been around in Ninja since 2017 and debuted back in Season 9 of A&W. An obstacle designed by Kevin Brecky. So, gonna need to pull yourself up to the top. It's a great strength drainer, but having it placed in the middle of the course is just a way to zap some of that energy out, especially before heading into obstacle 6, which we'll be seeing in just a second. Just gotta be able to get down to the bottom of this rope, but struggling a little bit to generate some momentum. What looks like William hanging for a hot minute here, it looks like.
Yeah, I will say, Jamie, I feel like perhaps William did not come into this run fully mentally prepared on exactly what the course is, where exactly he's going. It looks like he's getting a little caught up on a couple of these swings and holds and where do I go? How do I generate momentum, but oh, and he
Oh,
misses that first hook.
yeah, I think you're right on that one. He was, yeah, swinging around kind of in no man's land for a hot second before he was able to find some stability and go for it. But now, gotta be able to figure out how to tackle this and be able to beat it on attempt number two. Hasn't been able to get through the cradle. Was able to at least push some of those boards out of the way. Gotta really bring those hips up. Not really seeing that in these swings. Oh, and I think what he was trying to do there actually is trying to wiggle the ring through the hook. If we look back at the replay, he took the ring, kind of angled it so that way it wouldn't collide into the doors. And I mean, that could work, but it's also one of those things that it's so precise and the room for error is like so large that it's almost best to kind of take it the normal way.
Yeah, I was, truth be told, I was kind of impressed with how he did that. He was able to navigate the ring right through, but that is a very tricky way to do it, like you said. Looked like maybe needed just a little bit more aggressiveness out of William there, but still not a bad run to start off our male division. We'll see if Kyle here can go further.
Now, Ninja, this is going to be Kyle's thing. His absolute favorite part about Ninja is that he gets to do it with his best friends and fellow hat keepers. So, very proudly wearing that hat. Thankfully, this is WNL and not some other international ninja competitions that are televised. Because if a hat falls in there, there's a good chance that you're eliminated. Because for whatever reason, wardrobe malfunctions consequate as eliminations for whatever reason. But here, if his hat falls, a-okay.
Kyle doing pretty good right now. He's got a good pace. Obviously, a little bit of issue right there on Crank It Up, but he's still making it through. Good time so far. I hope he just can get a lot of aggressiveness when he makes it through this to that skyhook speed bump.
Yeah, and already here he is, 31 seconds ahead of the pace that William Vela set. So Kyle Bjorklund gonna need to get a lot of swing here. And I liked what he did there. Was able to immediately set himself up, and that was great. And now we're taking a look at one of those modifications, having that ring be placed slightly to the side. So you could need to go a little bit sideways to be able to land it in the cradle, which makes that trapdoor even more harder than what it already was. So Kyle able to get through that, the first to be able to break through. What will he be able to do here on high note? Reaching up to that note, to that music note that resembles an eighth note, able to land onto it. And now the question is, what's he going to do now that he's on it? Is he going to go for the skip? Oh, tried to reach out for it. Unfortunately, could not connect to it. Oh, so this is going to be our first. No, is this our first? This is not our first look at the retry, but he will be able to get another attempt on this obstacle.
Yeah, and that was a difficult technique he was going for there. That's again where you need to know what you're able to do, and he obviously had the confidence. Oh.
And having those portions of that obstacle removed that the teen females had available for them, that just makes that obstacle so much tougher because they had the ring in play for them. They had that little bar at the end in play for them. But for these teen males, they got a blind grab onto a 3-centimeter cliff ledge, which is not easy in like at all.
Yeah, you're right, Jamie. I actually didn't realize that change had been made. I thought they were just opting to go straight to that hold. But yeah, that is super, super tricky. And that's really going to test the skills of these male teens.
Up next, Wes Federico, coming out of Strive Ninja Fitness and located in Franklin, Massachusetts. Competed in 23 Tier 1 competitions for Season 10. So definitely got a lot of competitions under his belt. Able to make it into the top 25% of athletes. And that advanced him to the Premier Series. So here he is on the qualifying for the challenge course. The third to run. So one of the few competitors who were unable to actually get through. There were 16 team males, and I believe 12 of them were able to clear. So West in the minority, 1 of 12, unable to get through, but still gonna power through and get very confidently through Crank It Up already.
Yeah, and I know, Jamie, you've said that you can't really judge a ninja by a course run, but you really can't, because obviously people have different skill sets, and some ninjas are not made for the super fast speed courses, but they can do these long, challenging, grueling courses. So it's anyone's game, and right now Wes is doing a great job.
Yeah, he is just demolishing this first half of the course already onto obstacle 7. It is crazy to see how fast these competitors are. We are back at the point that Kyle Bjorklund struggled with here when it came to this blind cliff grab. Had it for a second. Oh, found it for a split second, but just could not hang on. So, gonna have to use a retry here if he wants to be able to get through this obstacle. Minute 45. So very well, still able to clear. Just got to keep moving. And now he's going to be opting to use the backside, but it doesn't work out for him, unfortunately. As that thing starts swaying from side to side, you got to make sure that you move both hands at the same time, or else you're going to be struggling to find that next piece. Oh, and unfortunately, another victim of that.
Yeah, I like what Wes was thinking. He was trying to go a little more conservatively, trying to figure out a little easier way, but unfortunately that backfired on him. And for those watching who maybe don't do Ninja, that is such a hard grab, because you've got the cliffhanger ledge facing away from you, but yet your body momentum is going in that direction. It's a blind grab. It's super, super tricky, and I don't know who's going to get this.
Yeah, it's going to be incredibly difficult, but still, we are very much into the early runners of the teen males. This, I believe, is actually going to be one of our last few non-finishers here in Jack Murphy.
Well, and even for some of the non-finishers on the placement course, some of them didn't finish because they were just trying to be a little too aggressive and fell short on a dismount here or there. So still very well able and capable to go far in this challenge course. We'll see how far Jack can go.
And he is already going fairly far near the end of the 5th obstacle. So almost already halfway in just 40 seconds. It's impressive to see how fast these competitors truly are going on this course. They know 3 minutes is not a lot of time for 10 obstacles. So taking a rest when you need it is important, but then blazing through the obstacles when you're on it is also just as important, Jack Murphy. And I like the little mini twist he tried to do there. I'll go for a more dramatic one there to reach out and found the cradle that the ring was able to. Whoa, and I think that, yeah, he's going to have to use one of his retries there. I don't really know what happened there. Might have had a potential toe tap, given the impact of it, because when you're landing from such a far distance on a ring, it is a very, very strong force. So Jack Murphy, going for attempt number 2, was able to place it in the ring. Now just got to be able to fully execute it here. There we go. Doing the same twist as before. Able to land it in. Okay.
Yeah, I do
got the hook.
Jamie, I do think that he probably tapped his toe on the ground, which is against the rules, requiring a redo. But I'd like to see a little bit more urgency in Jack's run, because the clock is ticking down for sure. He was about 40 seconds, 50 seconds behind Wes's pace up to this point. But if he makes it through this obstacle, it won't necessarily matter, but he might be getting tired. We'll see if he can get this grab.
Come on. Oh, that's going to be another retry to be used. So no matter where he falls on the course, that's going to be the end of his run regardless. Not going to be able to use any more retries. Building up a lot of swing. Okay, got the music note. And now this blind grab. Yet to see anyone get it. Come on. Oh, had it for a split second. Momentum brought him forward. Unfortunately, unable to get through.
Yeah, I thought he actually was going to get that second attempt, but still, like we said, this is such a tricky obstacle. And if you have too much forward momentum, it can pull your fingers right off. So you need to have the perfect balance of upwards and forwards momentum, but not too much to where it pulls your fingers off. And nice try from Jack. Came up a little bit short, but we'll see if Rory Dror from Israel can get it.
Yeah, Israel, one of the most populated countries when it comes to ninja. so many amazing competitors come from there. And Roy Jordan, the only competitor from Israel, or actually outside the U.S. in general, competing in the team division today, at least for this division. So we're going to see what he is able to do. Already put up a strong showing in the placement course. There we go, and got a good dismount there off a pipe slider. Opted not to go for it immediately, but he is very much, as we saw in the placement course, he was very, very lightweight. There is an obstacle that where you have to tilt a plank down, and even though he's putting his full body weight into it, the plank was struggling to fall down simply because of the fact that he was so light. And we saw that there on pipe slider where he was swinging back and forth, and the pipe just didn't move. If he had a little bit more weight to him, it would have for sure tilted back. But no, Roy George taking full advantage of his weight distribution here as he's already onto obstacle 6.
Yeah, he's doing a pretty good job, like you said, on pipe slider, got a little caught up, similar to some of our female ninjas actually, but he was able to make the proper adjustments, still get that landing, and oh, that was a great leap right there through the air on the skyhook speed bump. Now he's got the hook left. Nice.
Got that effortlessly, and now just the distance left for him. And that lands him in 3rd place, actually. Okay. Roy now onto the obstacle that we've yet to see a single competitor beat. 3 previous attempts on that blind grab, and yet not a single one has been able to come out victorious. He's in that position here with his lightweight. Will he be able to get it? Yes! All right! And now get that lâché bar. Now the dismount's all that's left. Caught that! And that lands him in 1st place. Okay, now up next, it's going to be our first look here at this obstacle for the teen male division. Oof! And he's going to need to use one of his retries here, unfortunately.
Yeah, like we said with the females, this is so tricky because the step goes around to the right, but you need your body weight to go to the left so you can grab that hook. He did it. Now let's see if he can make this leap to the ring.
What's he trying to do?
Oh, no.
I liked what he was trying to do there. He kind of had to he tried to do a little bit of a turnaround on the platform, but then feet got lost, touched down, unfortunately. That's just so unfortunate to see because he had a good technique on it, but just could not find a way to get it to work on either attempt, fortunately.
Well, I will say though, Jamie, it looks like perhaps for this male division, that ring is a little bit further down on your screen, and so it looks like it might be a little further away than it was for the females. So he might have still been trying to figure out, well, how exactly do I go about this? Which step do I jump from? And unfortunately, he just fell short. But we'll see if Blaze Donahoe can get this. He is by far our tallest competitor at 6'1". We'll see if that height is helpful for him on this challenge course.
I think it most definitely will. With a lot of these obstacles having a lot of far transfers, I think his height's definitely going to benefit him. However, some of these obstacles also, with the height, dip very low. So he is going to need to really make sure that he's conscious of where his feet are so that he doesn't accidentally touch. We've already seen a competitor have to use one of their retries on an obstacle for accidentally touching the ground. So with him being over 6 feet, 6'1" actually, that's going to be a real challenge. But pipe slider, I think he's going to be able just to reach down with his feet. Try to do that exact thing, and it works out for him perfectly. Barely needing the backswing, just was able to reach out. And now Crank It Up is up next. This is another obstacle where that long frame is definitely going to help him because he's just able to reach up, get each of those bars into their specific spots to lock it in. And now already over to these vertical holds that will send him down to the 6th obstacle.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how he fares on Skyhook Speed Bump because he is so tall, like we said, it's going to be really difficult for him to control his feet and not touch the ground. He almost dabbed the ground with his feet on the pipe slider, so we'll see if he can make this. Oh.
Ooh. And now he didn't really get that much height or distance on that one. He kind of, once he was able to get it to make contact with that little blockade, he kind of just lost anything he had, really.
Yeah, and this, even right here, getting a big swing generated might be a little trickier because of his height. Oh, no!
Ooh. And unfortunately, that's going to do his run on this course, unfortunately. both attempts on the obstacle were not successful. Blaze Donahoe not going to be able to get through and advance onward, most likely to the top 4. But up next,
Yeah.
Jack Gillen is getting ready for his 10 obstacle attack on this course.
Yeah, I would say right now, too, for Jack, as he's approaching this course, there hasn't been a lot of ninjas go super, super far. We've seen one fall on the spin move balance obstacle towards the end, but I'm actually surprised at how many have fallen before that. So competition's still very wide open as far as those top 4 spots. So we'll see if Jack can get it here.
It truly is anyone's game at the moment. We still have 10 more runners left to go. So the top 4 that we have right now could be very different by the time that all of them have run. It's really, really going to be something to watch out for.
What I love watching Jack there as he was waiting for the start signal, you could see him moving his hands, doing whatnot, that he was mentally running through the obstacles that he is about to face. That is a great, great. Oh no!
Oh!
Wow. We saw Jack have a lot of aggressiveness, which has been very successful for almost every ninja who did it today, but he had so much that he pulled that bar straight off of the rails and had to use a retry.
And that's really, really scary heading into these obstacles where retries are going to definitely need to be handy, because one more retry, and that's going to mean that if he is able to get through an obstacle, he is going to essentially be without that safety net that he needs. Jack Gillen able to get through another obstacle, though, without needing to use one of them. So here's an obstacle that he might be a little worried about. It's very techy, having to take that ring, going around, able to land that. All right. And now this cane going to be much less complicated than that previous transition. So just find that dismount and able to get that there. 2 minutes left, and it's like, if you told me that he would have needed to have a redo, I wouldn't have believed you, because he's still moving incredibly fast. That's 6 obstacles done in a minute. Now heading over to high note, he's going so quickly through all this.
Yeah, he is. I really like his level of aggressiveness. Let's see if he can get this quick grab. He did.
Whoa!
Nice.
Okay. And he got that first try as well. That was absolutely insane. And now, with him being a lot taller than Roy to this point, as I was saying, with him being a lot taller than Roy to this point, it's going to make it a little bit easier for him to step out and reach that cane, as we just saw. But then the question of what's he going to be able to do to try and make it back? Oh, that's unfortunately going to be his run there. Not even able to grab the cane on a second try, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm sure Jack is pretty disappointed with that. He had such a great run. Even though he had to use a retry, he was looking strong and dominant. And a little balance obstacle is what took him out. But it's not an easy balance obstacle by any means. But I'm sure he's frustrated, but he still showed his ability and skill on that course. And I will say, even though he had to use a retry in that pipe slider, the pipe slider they have at the end of each side of the bar, it's got some kind of
stoppers,
knobs that typically keep it on the track. So if you pull it off of the track, that shows that you were so aggressive. So super strong run by Jack Gillen, but just got a little tripped up on the balance. But we'll see now if Niall Donahoe can do this.
Hopefully he will be able to. Another competitor who trains out of Ascend, so got that home field advantage, knows the space very well. So what will he be able to do here? Already get through 3 obstacles at least. And now pipe slider, what's the approach that he's going to take here? Oh, already able to get through it. And now up next is going to be crank it up. And that was a beautiful crank there. Able to get it from essentially where it started all the way up and over. And now, wow, quickly down there as well. At 5'9", on the taller side of our team competitors. And he is truly taking advantage of it here. But this is where we've seen a few taller competitors go down. Just got to be able to get a lot of swing. Reaching out for it. Got it on the cradle, though, at least. That is something.
Yeah, I will say I was a little surprised he started off his swing on that first ring and looked like from the get-go he was a little wonky in his swing. And so he really needs to focus on being lined up and square as soon as possible and get as big of a swing as he can to get through those doors and onto that hook.
Attempts number 2. Ooh, cannot get it there either. And something that we saw in the teen females is we saw a lot of competitors really utilizing the full entire time limit, but a lot of these teen males have gone down like literally within like a minute. So they are just dropping like flies here, unable to get through.
Yeah, well, I think it's a combination of they're trying to go super, super fast. So they make it through a number of obstacles quickly, but then having some unexpected slip-ups a bit earlier than we thought. And so their overall course run winds up being super quick.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it here. Nathan Smith will be the next one, attempting to be the first to get through in this teen male division. It took us 11 runs for us to be able to get clear, actually 12 runs to get a clear of the teen female. We're about at that point here now for teen male. So we're nearing that 12th run. Nathan Smith wants to be able to get it here.
And right now he's looking strong, Jamie. I like his speed. He looks like he's done this before. Obviously, that none of these competitors have run this course before, but he looks smooth and experienced. Getting a little stuck on Crank It Up right now, but he is making really short work of this course.
Yeah, doing really, really good. And now says his Ninja Gym is his second home, and that is something that I would 100% believe looking at this run, as he looks at home on every single one of these obstacles. Very, very comfortable with cane tech, with ring tech, and now is going to have to do some cliffs if he wants to be able to get through this.
When I like his time right now, Jamie. He got off that previous obstacle.
Stellar.
He had 2:12 left. Nice.
Wow. Now just the distance out left. Look at that. 17 seconds ahead of the pace by this point. Still has a chance to get a perfect run. What? Oh my god, he got that. That's insane. Wow.
Yeah, that was so amazing. It looked like he was totally off balance, falling, and he just leapt with all that he had and was able to get that hook into the ring. Super impressive right now from Nathan Smith.
Wow, look at this so far. Doing so good as he's already nearing the top portion of this flying bar cradle. On one more, it's a big hop up. Ooh. And his perfect run ends there, but still able to take a retry here. These big things are going to need to be pushed down. He was able to do that, being the first today to see how to do it, and he was able to get it. So what will he be able to do? Another member of the Hat Keepers doing very good so far.
We talked about it earlier, Jamie. This is so tricky right here. He needs such precision. He got it. Now let's see if he can make this next leap.
Come on. Yes! All right. And now he is in a position where he can actually take not only a retry because he's only used one, but also some time to rest, which is very important here. Probably would want to go around 20 seconds if he wants to make sure that he can make sure he's fully ready. But no, just going to send straight into it. What's the plan here for these vertical limit grabs? Ooh, couldn't get it on the first try. So going to have to go back. 26 seconds are left here. Wants to be the first of the teen males to be able to get through. Come on. 23 seconds.
Yeah, even though we saw Riley for the females make it on this obstacle, it is so tricky. You have to be so precise with your...
Oh! But still, that was an absolutely great run. The farthest out of these teen male competitors. And that very well could send him into the finals. That was such a strong run.
Yeah, and I think right there, watching Nathan on the spin move, that was the save of the day. I thought he was going to go down, have to use a retry, but he made it. And then did short work on the free fall bar after having a retry, but just came up short on max out. But oh, great, great run from Nathan.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. Up next is someone who has made it to the WNL World Championships for 3 years. This is Eli Paris Grogan. 15 Tier 1 competitions for Season 10, coming out a Surge Ninja. And when he is not doing Ninja, he enjoys snowboarding and is looking forward to his first semester of high school. So that's going to be a big adjustment. Could very well affect his Ninja training given the amount of extra, because when you enter high school, there's a lot of things that you are able to involve yourself in, and that could very well eat up at your time. So there is a lot on the table here for Eli Paris Grogan as he's getting ready to attempt this brutal course so far. Yet to see a finisher for the teen males, but we know it's possible. It's very possible. Just got to get a good run in. Eli Paris Grogan able to do that so far.
Yeah, I think it's definitely possible. We just saw that from Nathan, and it's just going to be a matter of who can get to the end quick enough with maybe time to spare just to get a little bit of a rest in before that max out final obstacle, because they need the grip strength, finger strength on that vertical limit. But right now, Eli is on great pace.
Yep, able to get that cradle. Wow, these competitors are doing so good with that modification there on the skyhooks. That's something that is so hard to do by itself, and then put the saloon doors in front of it. That's something that makes it even more difficult.
You see Eli taking a little bit of a breather there. Not sure if he's getting a little gassed or just wanting to collect himself, because this is a troublesome spot right here, but he made it.
Yeah,
Nice
absolutely great so far. 1:42 for these final 3 obstacles.
And again, Jamie, we've seen a lot of athletes get to this spot with a lot of time left.
Oops, I think he might have used his hands.
Oh, yeah, he used his hands there. We've seen many a ninja get to this spot with a lot of time left, but they don't get their foot placement or balance correct. And so you really have to be so precise. Come on, Eli.
Okay, he's got that now. Ooh. Oh, redirect that swing. That was great for just saw him in a little bit of a scare. Now he's backwards. What's the wow? That was insane. That kind of looked like a Michael Jackson dance move, honestly. That was my first thought, the way he just spun and jumped like that.
Yeah, honestly, that looked like a little kind of a gymnast or ballet pirouette move. Super good footwork right there from Eli.
Second coming of Simone Biles. Oh no. Unable to get that first transition, but still, he has been perfect up until this point. That will unfortunately that'll unfortunately get rid of his last retry, so we'll need to be perfect on these final 2 obstacles if he wants to secure a clear. And even then, we'll need to continue to move incredibly quickly. So we saw him just immediately peel here, so gonna need to make sure that he really digs deep and stays on. Okay, able to get that here, but now it's gonna be this big ascent up. Oh, able to get that. And he readjusts the bar there at the top so that way it doesn't come off. It's a smart move. 25 seconds left. Got that last one. Okay, you can see the crowd clapping. They know that there's a chance that we could potentially see a clear here. You can see it in his face. He really wants to be able to clear. Looking at how much time he has left. And soon enough, you will be able to hear how much time he has left. As oh no! That's gonna do it for Eli's amazing run.
He knew that the clock was running down. Unfortunately, he was still trying to rush it through that obstacle, which is just, you can't rush that vertical limit transition. But right there, the incredible pirouette spin move. Good stuff from Eli. Very exciting run. He should feel super proud of that.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing to see what he was able to do on this course. And that's going to place him already into the top 2. So with 6 competitors left, that gives him a really good chance of being able to advance.
Yeah, and now, Jamie, we're coming into the final 5 or 6 competitors, and these are all athletes who on the placement course were crushing it. Almost 30 seconds left on the clock when they were hitting the buzzer. So you know that they are strong and fast and experienced ninjas. So this is going to be an exciting conclusion to this teen male division.
Yeah, most definitely. What? Whoa. And the mishandling of that first fidget spinner is actually going to give him his first redo needed. Wow. And that potentially causes him to lose a redo that could have been needed, that would have been better for later on in the course. When the course gets harder, and careless mistakes like that earlier on is going to scare Rafe Lopez a little bit, but he's going to keep moving.
Yeah, and that's one of the tricks with Ninja. Sometimes if you get a little focused ahead of yourself, maybe on the next grab or even the next obstacle, you can miss the current move or the current placement that you need with a hand or a foot. And that exact thing. Oh, and he went
Ooh.
down again. You know, Rafe is now feeling the pressure, Jamie. He knows if he has one more mistake, his run is done. So he's going to have to really focus and settle down, but yet be really aggressive all at the same time if he wants to make it through this.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Able to land it on that second try. Manages to stay perfect so far. Now swinging around to that dismount, gets to the platform, able to land it there. And now this is an obstacle where a retry would really help you be able to figure out that spatial awareness when it comes to that blind catch on the cliffhanger ledge. But no, he is going to have to go into it with just this one last attempt in him. So here it is, the moment of truth. What can he do? Oh! Unable to reach it there, unfortunately. And that's unfortunately going to send him with his run being over.
Yeah, I know that Rafe probably was expecting to go a little further. Kind of from the get-go, looked like he was a little mentally not rattled per se, but just maybe not quite as focused as he needed to be. He still did a really good job, though, made good use of those retries, but then just in the end went down on the high note. But good job from Rafe. He should still feel good about that. Good showing.
These competitors are just so incredibly strong. It is insane to see what they're able to do so young. Like young as like 13, these competitors are doing things that, even like 5-6 years ago would have thought to be like ridiculously hard to do. Like on that sixth obstacle on the skyhook speed bump, being able to not only do a skyhook transition, but also have it be placed where there's a door in front of it, stopping you from potentially losing momentum, not being able to see the cradle, also having it be angled. All of this for kids who are in junior high, like that is crazy.
Yeah, they've really come along with how this sport has grown for sure. Doing things that the best of the best couldn't have done 5 or definitely 10 years ago. But right now, Lucas Davis, he is a man on a mission. He is going so fast, getting a little caught up here with his swing though.
Ooh, and that's going to take one of his retries, unfortunately. Now, I think what we've seen with a lot of competitors where they kind of bounce off the platform and kind of kick into it so that way they're able to stay forward. That's something that we should see out of Lucas here on his second try. Oh, there we go. Just perfect. There we go. Perfect. And now a little bit with a weird handling on the cane, but, able to get onto it, thankfully. And that's going to hopefully get him through the obstacle. Come on. Okay, there we go.
It's always so great to see an athlete have a little bit of a slip up, but then they stay calm, they stay collected, they make the proper adjustments, and then get it on try number 2. Good stuff.
Now with one retry already gone. Oh, that's going to take up his last possible retry. So gonna need to be able to get it here. Lucas Davis,
like we said,
not in the top 4 at the moment.
Like we said earlier, Jamie, this is kind of a blind grab on that cliffhanger, and it looked like he actually had too much height. His hands were much higher than they needed to be. Little tricky technique.
That was a little wonky. But now he's got his palms faced the right way. Perfect idea. And I liked that idea. That way, didn't have to focus on facing his palms around because they were already in the correct direction. That saved a lot of problems, but also took up a good amount of time getting himself into that position. Minute 6 for this obstacle. Gotta get it here. Ooh, not. Oh, whoa! And I thought he had that for a second. That kid is incredibly unforgiving.
Yeah, that obstacle all around is so difficult because you need such precise footwork and balance, and you have to be able to leap out correctly with that hook. And then even when you get the hook in the ring, it has to be just right, otherwise it can slip out. That was a great, great run from
Okay.
Lucas there. I just, oh, he slipped out right there.
Oh, I think the cane got a little bit twisted while it was in the ring. So you gotta be able to keep it straight in there, I guess. I think that might be the key. Now entering our final 4 competitors. So they know what it has to be, what it takes to be able to get into top 4. And now that we're into the final 4, we're starting to be able to lock competitors in as mathematically guaranteed to get into the finals. So depending on how Luke Commoner does, it will directly affect how Nathan Smith is able to place.
Yeah, and we know that Luke is a strong ninja, and oh, even like that, right there, 2 moves to get through Crank It Up. Super impressive, very strong.
Absolutely demolishing what this course has to offer so far. Not using a single retry, and getting a twist before heading into that transition. So incredibly impressive here out of all of these competitors. And just continuing to move even faster. 45 seconds have been exuded, and he's already through an obstacle, and now he is going to have high note up in front of him to attempt. Got the music note. Now this blind grab, what's he going to do on it? Oh, he's going to hang on to it. Nicely done.
Yeah, right now, Luke's pace, I think, is perhaps the fastest we've seen to this point. I'm not quite sure, but he's looking good right now, Jamie.
Yeah, it's really good. And he is just doing such a great job on this entire run. Be able to get to that dismount. Okay. Now landed himself already in the top 3. Has over a minute left by this point. So again, I have suggested taking rests before heading with these obstacles. A lot of these competitors don't really feel like they need to take rests, which is definitely a choice that these competitors are making. But Luke Commodore showing that honestly he really doesn't need that much of a rest. Oh! And I spoke too soon.
Yeah, we've said, Jamie, that with not having a cradle, just a flat surface that you have to land that bar on, you need utter precision. And Luke just getting one side of the bar a little too far, where it did not land square. But he has his second try right here. Let's see if he can get it.
Ooh! Oh, Luke Commodore unable to get through that obstacle, unfortunately. And that's gonna mean that he's another fail there on that brutal 9th obstacle. Only seen 2 people be able to clear it. So, still without that clear as we enter our final 3 competitors. But these 3 are so incredibly skilled. Oh, and you can see on the replay, just not being able to reach up to that next one. The fact that there are just no stoppers on the side, and you're just purely relying on what the bar is able to do. It's just such a tricky thing to have placed so late into the course when you're already exhausted, and you can't really bring your hips up too much because they're already that exhausted.
Yeah, I will say I think Luke put himself in a good spot, though, just because of how quickly he made it through the obstacles that he cleared. But with 3 strong ninjas left to go, he may be definitely on the bubble.
Yeah, right now on the bubble, Jack Gillen. So we'll need to be able to complete high note Jacob to knock Jack Gillen out. If he does not do that, he will not be advancing into the top 4. And as of right now, the only person who's mathematically guaranteed a spot into the finals is Nathan Smith, who almost was able to complete the course, but just could not do it. So Jacob Hartman Bimbo knows where the cutoff is and knows just what to be able to do. And he has already made it to high note, so in a good position.
And we saw brand new tech right there. He brought the ring with him onto that last hook.
Oh, I didn't even catch that. Wow, look at that. And there we go. Jack Gillen, unfortunately, has been bumped out of the top 4. So, Jacob Hartman, as of right now, will be advancing, but just focus on getting as far as you can. Perfectly done. And I liked what he did there on the cane. Knew that it was risky to stay on the cane, so immediately got off of it, immediately said sayonara. And now, here he is on to the free fall bar.
Jamie, he started this obstacle with 1:50 left. That is crazy.
Yeah, this has been such a speedy run. He's already at the top of the cradles. Now, just got to get a drop. If that will, I think that's going to land him. That might just land him into. It does land him into first place. Okay, he's got a minute left. He's been perfect up to this point, but he's just going to go straight into it. So, I don't even think he chalked up. This is very risky. What's the technique here? Has both hands on one side. Oh, that is smart right there. That was incredible. Get to the dismount. You can see him crack the smile as he touched down. We have a clear being supported now by his friends. That was amazing. It took us to get to the final 3 runners, but that was just so amazing to see happen.
Yeah, seriously, Jacob was in charge that entire course. And honestly, when he went to that single vertical limit hold right there, I was left speechless, Jamie. I was so impressed with that. I was not expecting that kind of technique. And he had a lot of time left on the clock. So he crushed that course, and he has now really put the pressure on Cameron and Zachary, our final 2 runners. We'll see if they can match or surpass that incredible performance by Jacob.
Yeah, our top 2 have already locked a spot in the top 4. It's just where they're going to place in that final 4. So, Karen Godbout, actually going to skip the entire front part of that first obstacle. Wants to save a little bit of time. So, we're seeing a lot of skips here from Karen Godbout, working out in his favor as of right now. And what's the technique here on Crank It Up?
And I will say, I think Cameron is an incredible competitor, and he came up just short of first place on the placement run. Looked a little disappointed by that, so I think he's got a fire in him right now, and he is gunning for that first place.
Yeah, and we just saw a technique Jacob did, correlating over to Cameron. It's a smart move to save time and energy, not getting caught up, and this has just been perfect with what has happened. 2 minutes, 10 seconds, clean grab onto the cliff, and also equally clean onto Lachey's. Been strong with grip, but balance could be something that he might struggle with, as he's been clean on everything else. Come on, able to land the cane, but now it's not over yet. Okay, there we go. In 1:50, that lands him into the top 4 by now. Luke Commoner, unfortunately, bumped out of there. So now it's going to come down to what he's able to do. Once a big bump up, able to land that so comfortably.
Well, I'd say, Jamie, this is super exciting because he came into this obstacle about the same amount of time that we saw from Jacob. And so this is going to be a super, super close finish.
Yeah, 10 seconds ahead of Jacob's pace by this point. One-handed into the flywheels. Now, what technique are we going to see? We've seen one technique work both ways. We've seen, going to do the same technique as Jacob. And it works out, being able to pinch onto that 1 centimeter ledge and get himself to the buzzer. And he doesn't even look like he was breaking a sweat. You saw him nodding his head immediately after clearing, as if it was just a normal day of training. But no, he was able to beat one of the hardest challenge courses that we've ever had for our team competitors here, like it was nothing.
Yeah, that was absolute mastery by Cameron. He actually cleared that course 10 seconds faster than Jacob. Super, super impressive. And like you said, he didn't even look that tired. So that is so, so difficult. For anyone watching at home, what you just saw was absolute. It was stupendous. it looked easy from the competitor, but Cameron, I mean, that was so difficult what he did. So great job, and now all the pressure is on Zachary Moss to see if he can go even further, well, not further, but faster and clear the course, get that first place spot.
Yeah, it's really going to come down to what he is able to do. He's been able to qualify for the World Championship 7 times. So that's pretty impressive here. So what will he be able to do here? And another competitor opting to skip that first transition as well. Those small things at the start are so far proving to be monumental in helping these competitors be able to just dominate later on and get these fast times. And wow, look at this, just moving so quickly up through Crank It Up. We used to see competitors gas out on that when it first debuted, but now here we are, see competitors do it in like 2-3 movements. Zachary Moss out of Ascend obstacle training, representing his gym very well here as he's already onto it. And we're going to see another competitor carry the cane, not go for it, but use the ring instead. And now 2 minutes and 22 seconds, just slightly behind Cameron's pace, literally 0.3 of a second behind where Cameron is. So they're essentially neck and neck by this point as he steps down to the dismount, but now 5.6 seconds ahead. So, oh no!
Yeah, Jamie, he was going so fast. I wondered how he was going to approach this right here because it is one of those obstacles. It's very beneficial to stop a moment and collect yourself. And he kind of kept going quickly into it and it came back to bite him. But try number 2 is successful. I think as long as he gets this dismount, yeah.
Yep. All right, and still, even with that stumble, look, he's 0.7 seconds ahead of Cameron's pace. So it's like it's like that didn't even matter. Oh, I go for a big skip as he skips that entire second cradle. And now the dismount as well. Wow, look at what is happening here. 1:30, entered himself into the top 4. So we know who our top 4 roster is going to be. It's just a matter of what placements they are going to finish in. 1:18 left. Got that perfectly. All right. And able to clear the course as well. And that lands him in first place. The last competitor to run is going to get the fastest clear. And it was so incredibly spectacular to see.
Yeah, seriously, it's similar to the placement course. Cameron ran such a fast, quick run. I didn't think anybody could beat him, but Zachary did on both occasions. I think he came up about 3 or 4 seconds quicker on this course right here. But what a treat to see our last several competitors crush the course, hit that buzzer, and show just how well prepared they were for a very challenging challenge course.
Yeah, and now here are those 4 who are gonna be advancing to the finals in November. Zachary Moss, Karen Godbout, Jacob Hartman Bimbo stand as the 3 who were able to complete the course. And the only non-finisher, Nathan Smith, joins them in 4th place. The other person who was able to make it to the last obstacle, Eli Priest-Grogan, unfortunately just barely misses out on being able to advance to the finals. And then everyone else who ran put up an amazing effort, but unfortunately it just was not enough for all of them to be able to clear. It sucks to see it happen, but they were all just so good. And now on the screen, you can see our 4 teen female competitors who will be advancing. Riley Hunt, the sole finisher out of all of them, making the total amount of clears 4 out of 28 attempts. That is a very tiny clear rate.
Yeah, it just shows how difficult this course was and how impressive it was to get a clear. So huge congratulations to Riley there, only female finisher for the female division in this teen age group. We saw some great ninja action today, Jamie.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. But, the action's not done. We still got one more thing to go for today. We've seen the teens, we've seen the amateurs, but now in a few minutes, we are going to be seeing the elites. The best of the best are going to be kicking it off. And on the mic are going to be Billy Dixon and multiple-time A&W competitor Enzo DeFerrari Wilson. So it's going to not only be a stacked group of competitors, but also a stacked group of commentators as well. So you guys will surely be entertained for when they are going to get to the mic in a few minutes. I am so excited to see what the elites are going to be doing. I will be most definitely tuned in.
Yeah, it's going to be a great way to finish a fun weekend of ninja competition here at Ascend in Kingston, Massachusetts. Definitely do not want to miss it because the most thrilling ninja runs are just ahead in the final division just in a little bit.
Yeah, for Travis Rosen, I'm Jamie Dayhuff. We will see you in a few minutes for the elites at the World Ninja League Premier Series 3 qualifiers over at Ascend.